Technically, I think it's to make Brainstorm be able to be a Decepticon, as he was revealed to be in the comics at one point. So it's 100% optional. It's just something they included as an extra just in case.
Because he wasn't a very good Decepticon anyway.
No.
There's Autobot stickers on that sheet too, right? I haven't actually looked close at it.
Yeah.
So I think that's also so that you can cover Sentinel's Senate markings with regular Autobot symbols. Sticker sheet must still be in the box.
Because there is a spot.
Because you'll notice Sentinel had the other marks on the shoulder. It's a different logo.
Oh, does it?
Okay.
Yeah, it does.
Because there is a spot on Brainstorm on his the back of his seat that you could put an Autobot symbol.
Right, and like technically I think there's supposed to be one tampograph there in general for this mold. It's just I don't think that's ever actually happened on one yet.
I'm going to make this live stream on T-Formers. I'm going to add it to the category Angry Birds.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember, I think the last one I did was maybe Power Core Combiners. The last one I posted.
Hey, Brian, I brought my other fans in to keep it cool over here when I turn it. So, are you picking that up?
Yeah.
I don't hear anything.
I hear it.
Me either.
I think Kilby's just imagining it.
If nobody else is speaking, I hear it.
Well, do you need me to turn it off?
It's dead silent.
Okay, that's good. That's fine if you can't hear it.
Okay. Yeah, it's just a little warm in here. I've had the air running most often. I had to turn it off. We had it wasn't really a storm as far as we got no rain, but it was some savage lightning out there. Just some really terrible earth sky.
Sound like
Thunderstrike.
I mean,
sound like Thunderstrike had gas.
It's rained here like every day for the past 2 weeks. It dried up just long enough for me to get my yard mowed, and then it immediately rained on it again. So,
Of course.
well, random tangent. If anyone's this is how backdraft turns out. I'm sorry, Hellfire and vehicle mode really pegs together solid.
Looks like Inferno.
Yep.
I know.
Just. I mean, he's just a solid chunk of diecast in there.
Hey, Don, you may need to turn your video off.
Yeah, you started
clipping.
breaking down a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So that worked out.
We would like to be able to hear you clearly when you talk, Don.
Yeah. How's that?
Better.
Okay. Good. I take my shirt off.
Do it.
You should have done that while you were on screen, Don. Think of the views.
There's a segment of our audience that would probably like that.
I'd make a comment, but like we've been in the pool with Don before, so it's not like I don't know what we'd be getting into.
Yeah.
But at least I'm not like JD and I'm keeping the pants on.
Well, yeah.
As far as you know.
Hey, if I don't gotta see it, you can do whatever the hell you want, man. Which is the same thing I told JD. Hey, it's true. If I don't gotta look at it, I don't care.
Hey, Chris, is Zoologia over with, or is it getting
Oh no, it's
close?
only about the halfway point.
Okay.
Sentai's starting what, February?
Yeah, usually February.
Okay,
sometimes March if things go weird.
I just saw a couple of pictures without context, and it looked like it was one of those group that looked like it was the handoff, with the little banners running down the side, like it was the handoff. It wasn't the handoff, but the picture. It looked like it.
There was a promo for some special that's going to be on the Blu-ray set, which is going to be like an anniversary feature with previous Sentai appearances, and there was also leaked like behind-the-scenes set photos showing some previous characters possibly showing up.
Is that why Jay was
relate to that?
Is that
Captain
why Jay
Marvelous?
Yeah, and Jay, I believe, was also shown at one point.
Yeah.
Don,
Cool.
I just want you to know, and you're not looking at the chat. One of our listeners says, "Don, we are all your fans." Don, you're the most popular of us, so Just to let you know.
So I'm the most popular Transformer fan, and I'm here. No, I'm not him. I'm not him.
You are a legend. Everybody knows who Headmaster Don is.
If they don't, they should.
Yeah. Speaking of which, are we still doing those intros tonight, Brian? So we can.
Yeah.
You said we. Okay. So
Thank you
do we
for the
need
reminder.
do we need to do
Damn
any
it,
kind of-
Don.
Just
Yeah,
say
thanks
hey.
a lot, Don.
I love that art, Brian. For
What art?
the,
Oh yeah.
the picture for the
I'm just-
radio Cybertron.
I'm getting creative, lazy with the album art. So
No, I love that. That's funny.
Let's see. Google Drive.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Let's see. Images. Drive. Oh, I saw pictures of a SIC. The grape armor. That looks pretty good for Mitchie.
SIC has translated pretty well to the game stuff. It's lost a little bit of the goofiness, which is kind of an appeal to some people, but
Yeah,
it doesn't
it's-
look too bad.
Well, it's not so hyper. It's not so hyper detailed. You lose the character in the sculpt.
It's more about if you care about the samurai motif more than the fruit motif, the SIC is probably good for you.
Yeah. I went to the hangout last week since I was off that Thursday, and I showed a couple of the guys guying a couple of clips from YouTube on Gaim's Henshins that I'd never seen Toku before.
Again,
How'd that go?
Yeah, he said it was in.
I remember the first time Don did that. It was
Sometimes you just have to see falling fruit armor from Space Zippers, in person to get a feel for it.
Yeah.
Would you stop that? These are not your personal licorice sticks. Neither is my foot.
oh my god.
See, he's down there chasing the shadows on the floor from the wires. Then he realized what was causing the shadows. Then he decided to go after my foot.
See, my
Why
cat
is your-
just sits here quietly.
Why is your foot causing the shadow of a wire, Don?
No, by proximity. I took away the wires causing the shadows, and since he doesn't have either to attack, my foot was the next closest thing.
It was punishment for taking his toys away, Don.
Oh, I buy him toys. He never plays with them. I bought him one of them things that has the little ball trapped in the ring that you're supposed to bat it around.
That's stupid, Don, and he knows it.
Besides, it's not as fun as attacking you, so
Yeah,
You're
it
more
doesn't
interactive.
bleed.
I mean, once a cat gets a taste of human blood, that's pretty much just the end of it.
It's like I said on Twitter, cats are actually raptors in disguise.
if you said it on Twitter, it must be true.
That's a terrifying thought. A pack of Massies.
And then their outer shells split open, and then they're raptors.
No, they're Beast Wars mutants. I think it was I think they called it Razor Claw, which was the dinosaur that turned into the Wolverine.
Yeah, a lot of
That's
people
a cat.
a lot of people give the mutants grief because they were originally Animorphs toys, but there's actually some clever engineering in there. They're really
They're
not
interesting.
bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're not bad figures at all.
it's just a pity that Soundwave is made entirely of fragile gold plastic.
Yeah.
I have one that I got at a comic book store in good shape a few years ago, and so far it's only lost a couple of tabs, and I'm fairly thankful for that, but I can't ever transform it.
I just got one in the mail with the wing busted off.
Ooh.
Well, it's okay. It didn't. He's not out any money over it. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I've already been checking Amazon for Computron.
I got mine from ages 3 and up.
I'm
Mine's in the mail from ages 3 and up, actually. So.
well. See,
I
I've
got
got
mine last week. It's pretty awesome.
I've got the Unite Warriors at BBTS. I'm just kind of hoping. I'm kind of hoping the U.S. version drops a little bit, like the others have.
I'll be
It
shocked
may-
if it doesn't.
It may or it may not, because like
I
my
know.
observations, admittedly limited observations, make it seem like there might not be as many of these to go around as the previous sets.
Right. That I was considering that, and I'm also looking at, I like the Titan Wars version these two, even more than Bruticus. I want both versions of these because they're both so inherently different. But I could just drop my Titan Wars and just get the U.S. version and be happy with it, I guess, and save the money. But I can't decide between the two.
Yeah, no, I know for sure I'd rather have the Unite Warriors Computron than the Hasbro one. Like, Hasbro Strafe looks really cool. I like what they've done with that. But that and Afterburner's Deco are about the only thing specifically that appeal to me on the Hasbro one.
hey, Rob.
Everything else I like better.
I even like Unite Warriors Afterburner better.
Hey, Rob. I haven't read your review yet. I'm sorry, but I'm going to ask anyway. Like your nose cone. Do you have a problem getting his nose cone into the turret?
A little bit into the front of the turret for the leg mode, right?
Yeah.
It has. It gives me a little bit of trouble.
I worried
but
I was
it
going
does
to break
ultimately
it.
snap into place.
It doesn't
no,
snap.
That I didn't have. That I didn't have. It's difficult sometimes
wedge
for me
it.
to find the positioning, but yeah, it kind of wedges or pops into place and stays, but it does not. It's not. It's not a great. How do I describe it? There's no way to really tell you've done it right except that it doesn't pop back out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I much prefer the other attachment point for the drill tank mode than the one for the leg.
Can you not just leave it on that point for the leg mode?
No, it would be pointing downwards. I mean, you would have a big spike in the front of the leg, but it would not be on the knee. So if that's something you're okay with, sure. If not, it's going to look weird. I just have Scattershot's voiceover to record and all of Computron to do, and I am done with that set.
Awesome.
Nice.
So I like it, but
I do too.
it's like I don't know that I need any more of these.
Good news.
Well, yeah.
Good news, Brian.
Yes.
I've got at least 3 more coming though.
3?
Four.
Kaiser and what else?
Lio Kaiser, Skyreen from Takara.
Why are you getting that?
The Ratchet, and so I have another Skylynx that. Yeah, so that
And
I've got,
a better wheeljack.
yeah, I've got
Well, half and half.
yeah, plus Unite Warriors Computron and G2 Bruticus, which is on its way right now.
And then there's whatever the hell it is Takara thinks they're doing with the Victorion molds.
Oh God.
That
you
should
know-
be interesting.
Yeah,
Yes, it should.
Takara's just going to keep making these things as long as people buy them.
As long as there is a concept to use the molds for, yes.
Because we've already heard the rumors of Baldigus.
Oh God, no, please, yes.
We've still got Battle Gaia and Guard City out there.
Oh no, yes, gotta have that. No, please don't.
And maybe like Takara will pick up the ball on G2 Defensor while they're at
God,
it.
don't say that, please.
They have the Groove Mold readily available.
Yeah.
God, I want that. Please don't make it.
I wonder if they'd find a way to just like release Blast Off, the shuttle Blast Off alone in G2 colors.
No, Joey. Radio Free CyberCon will be at 8:30. That's when the convention starts.
Just imagine this as all the chitter chatter outside the doors of the dealer room at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, this is just standing in line with RFC.
Yes.
And the exclusive figure would have to be an RFC con.
So here's what the exclusive figure would be. John and I were actually talking about. Oops.
Is it that knockoff cheetah thingy that he found?
we were talking about that.
Yeah, I wish they had a moose in that line so we could get it for TFYLP and do Rodimus Primal.
You can't steal our ideas, Don.
Oh, the convention. Yeah, we should do that. Just booked another table at the next NJCC to try and sell some stuff.
Shoot.
Ordered some of those upscaled power glides.
I thought you were staying off the Chinese websites.
No, I said I should.
This will be our exclusive link on video.
I'll have these for sale at the next show.
It'd be this bus.
Oh, that's kind of
That's
neat.
pretty nice, actually.
Yeah, it is. It's
$12 or $14, 50. Oh, it's $15.99 now. It was $14 yesterday.
Here's the size of next to a.
That's pretty nice, actually.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
talking about
It
that.
is.
Dang it.
Hey, I wonder if Repo Labels could do us an RFC exclusive sheet.
I could do a sheet. I mean,
Oh.
like we weren't just talking about that.
Yeah, and then we can hand decorate them and
And it'll be BotCon 95 all over again.
Hey, Diecast, I forgot. Where did you get your Power Glide from?
This one.
Yeah.
I got it from a friend, but I ordered a bunch of them from Taobao.
Okay.
All the crazy crap.
What?
Not that. Of all the things to make a Gundam figure of the prototype Dom, the one that's like half of Goof.
Uh-huh. Okay.
is this another one of the anime lines?
Yeah.
I'm still glad they haven't done a figure that I actually have any connection to, so I won't be so
Yeah.
tempted. I won't be so tempted
Well, they're
by
not
it.
going to do an anime try-on 3, Don.
No.
Oh God, that would be so beautiful.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
It would be so gorgeous. Yeah, I'm going to keep holding it. I'm going to keep holding out hope they're going to do an SOC of him. I'm sorry, that figure just screams for an SOC.
You know what they are doing a Soul Chigokin of, Don?
Huh?
Yes.
The Megazord.
Yeah, the Megazord,
Daijujin.
which it looks good, but I'm just Daijujin. I was kind of
For,
like
for only $300.
it's kind of like Lion Voltron. Yeah, it looks good. I'm sick of both. I don't want any more.
Daijujin is not my favorite, but it looks really nice.
My problem with that is it is so difficult to actually make one that looks like it looks in the show. Because the Super Robot Chogokin had that problem. It had basically the proportions right, but the head shape and details were very off, and it was too jarring for me. I had to give up on it because it didn't have the right look to it that matched the rest of the body.
Well, I mean, we haven't seen it together yet, right? We've just
Right.
seen the individuals.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, this is still hopeful. I'm not going to buy it because it $300 Soul of Chogokin, but
Yeah.
it's
the closest thing I've seen them accomplish is there is that really big, minimally posable figure, which is specifically based on the suit appearance.
Yeah,
and that,
the Jumbo
that-
Machineer, the vinyl one.
yeah, I think it was a vinyl. It was like
Yeah.
20 inches tall or something.
Yeah,
And like that basically had the head shape right. And again, it's all based on the way the suit looks specifically. If you could do that in posable, that would be great.
I'll never be able to afford it because I'll be too busy until the end of time buying the Legacy Rangers at $20 a pop. So,
See, that's the thing with that too. Like, it sounds like they're only going to get out maybe 2 teams a year.
yeah, actually, they're not even going to finish the first team until Wave 3.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Wow.
The yellow Mighty Morphin Ranger comes in Wave 3.
That's risky.
By which point,
But-
probably nobody will be carrying the line anymore.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I'll have the 3 Ninja Storm Rangers, which, Ninja Storm, I don't care. Most of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and 2 in space.
Yeah, I'm kind of annoyed by that because the in space team's the only one I actually want a full team of, and I probably will never end up getting it because they won't make all of them.
I went ahead when Target reset. I picked up. They had just put out all their stuff, and I picked up a Tommy just because it's a really good looking figure.
I love that rock opera.
But that's
The Who are
that's probably
great. That's at their best.
But that's probably all I plan on picking up, unless they happen to do Lightspeed Rescue, or Dino Thunder, or or maybe RPM. Just some of the teams I like. Mighty Morphin doesn't hold that. I was 20.
But you
at the time.
You have to buy the Mighty Morphin wave if you want them to keep making these things.
Well, I'm sure other people can pick up my slack in this one case. I'm sure they'll sell.
But what if everybody thinks that way, Don? Then they'll never get past wave 1.
Well, I'm sorry, but okay.
We're never going to get out of Legacy Mighty Morphin Power Ranger stuff with that stupid sword.
Well, listen, I like Ninja Storm. I actually like.
I don't.
I like Ninja Storm. I like Lothor. I think he's a fun villain because he's happy being evil. You don't see too many evil overlords who would just enjoy it because it's fun.
Watch Go Busters, Don.
I know. I have. Yeah, but Enter's kind of a different character. But
yeah, he's better.
Yeah, he is better. But I'm not saying. But I'm just saying I don't want any of the figures from Ninja Storm. I'm sorry. I just got the Tommy because the Tommy looks good. But that's pretty much just what's on the shelf.
Anyway, Matt, I will agree with you that in isolation, that Legacy Power Sword is stupid. But if it was the gateway to a Legacy full-size Power Blaster eventually in the future, then I will justify its existence.
I would still want them to move on to anything else because I don't want 5 more years of Mighty Morphin Legacy weapons.
I won't.
Too bad.
Yes, I know.
I want Legacy.
I just want my golden power staff.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
I want golden Frieza.
Yeah, I want. Legacy Shogun Zord. I want a Zeomorpher. I would like to have a Legacy Lightspeed Rescue Morpher because I never got those originally. Just a couple of the more oddball things. That's not all.
Right, the things they'll never actually do because nobody cares.
Yeah,
because they're not Mighty Morphin.
Exactly, because Power Rangers are stuck in the same thing like we are with Transformers. G1, 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 Mighty Morphin, Mighty Morphin. It's all the same. It's all the same parallels. They're stuck in that.
Well, Mighty Morphin's more like being stuck specifically in 1984 forever, and at least Transformers is branching out now.
That's true, but it took them a while to get there.
Yeah.
Not 30 years, though.
Okay, any word from John or anything?
No sign of him on Skype yet.
Does he know when he wants to do that interview?
We're gonna have to. I'll talk to the person offline.
Okay.
We're gonna. I'll let him and you and whoever else wants to be on it coordinate. We'll talk about it later, though. Guess I could start the Facebook stream.
Sorry, I had to get my drink of choice for the evening.
What is it, Don?
Diet Cherry Dr. Pepper.
You have no soul.
Well, I was going to get Coke Vanilla Zero.
Oh God, that would be worse.
But they were not on sale like the sign said. There was an old sign. They wouldn't honor the price.
I had some vanilla Pepsis when I was at the hotel in Michigan. Those were actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
It was either I was thinking about getting the Diet Cherry Dr. Pepper or the Diet Coke with lime because I like both of them. But I was kind of in a cherry flavored mood, so I got that.
I'm going to mute you guys for a minute. Sorry, guys, people out there. Yeah. They're talking about disgusting beverages anyway. You don't need to hear this.
what you do is you wait until like the end of your workday when your blood sugar is going to be at its lowest anyway. Then you drink the Crystal Pepsi to remind yourself how horrible life is and to get your blood sugar levels back up.
But no, I actually liked Crystal Pepsi back in the day. I was working part time in high school.
I don't remember what it tastes like. I remember enjoying it.
Yeah, it's.
So I saw someone on Twitter describe new Crystal Pepsi recently, and they said it tasted like a flat Pepsi, which is exactly what I remember the original Crystal Pepsi tasting like back then. So apparently they have duplicated the formula.
Well, from what I've read online, actually, y'all remember the Spice Pepsi they had at the holidays a couple of years ago?
Or the blue Pepsi.
Well, no.
Pepsi, yes.
Yeah, I like the Spice Pepsi, but apparently the base soda for it is almost the same formulation as Crystal Pepsi, from what I've read. But I don't know how much truth there is in that.
I've heard that before too.
Yeah, probably all the bases are within a couple of ingredients the same as one another.
Okay.
I would have to assume, yeah.
We're streaming to Facebook. The Facebooks.
Yes, Facebook can enjoy our amazing conversation about soda.
Yeah.
Well, it is 8:30.
Let
So.
me see if John's.
Well,
Yeah.
they missed the Power Ranger conversation, so.
Sucks
Well,
to be Facebook.
Well, I guess we can shift into Turbo onto some other topic. I guess.
That's way too forced, Don.
Sorry.
And that was not a good series either. Let it die.
I thought you were talking
second
about
half of
GoBots.
The second half of Turbo was fine. It was just that first half with the original cast that was not fun.
Yeah.
If they would have done the cast change right after the movie, Turbo would be looked at as a better series.
Or
Use the movie as the cast change.
No, I support having the original cast in the movie just to draw the audience to the theater, which didn't even happen anyway. But like changing the cast over immediately after probably would have been for the best in the long run.
Let me
Yeah,
see.
I do kind of like the the Turbo Morphers. I kind of like them, but there's not much about Turbo that I really.
I always wanted to get a Turbo Navigator, the little GPS thing that turns into a gun.
Yeah.
I don't think those are super expensive on eBay anymore either. I might have to look into that again sometime.
And for as much hate as I have for Overdrive, I did kind of like the Morpher, the way it rolls down the sleeve to activate. Kind of reminded me of like In Space. Yeah, where it projected the stuff. Where it projected the weapons and stuff out and everything.
Okay. You guys wanna start?
Yeah, let's do this.
I guess I need a new recording. Hopefully I'll have it.
Or
recorded.
just like mark the time in the recording you're doing so you know where to start from.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. It works. Hopefully. I freaking hate Skype recorders. Skype is...
Yeah.
Couldn't you just set up a hardware solution for that again?
I did. I did an episode of Take 4 Wrestling with it. And for whatever reason, it must have been an unbalanced cable. I don't remember why, but the audio came out. It sounded awful, so it was unusable.
Well, Brian, you could do what I used to do. I used to put a cassette recorder up against the speaker, and I just recorded my TV shows off the television because.
Please do that, Brian. Please do that.
I might do that for a throwback episode.
And then he could run it to his line in on his computer and encode it to real media.
So I literally, back in the 80s, I had no VCR, so I taped all my Transformers episodes off the television.
You're not the only person.
Audio tape.
You're not the only person that's done that.
My dad still has reel-to-reel tapes
Lotus.
of the 60s Avengers TV show.
That's awesome. We'll never be able to record video.
Yeah. Well, which is kind of great because when the Rhino stuff came out and it was slightly adapted, you could just turn the audio off and I could play my tape of the original, the original audio.
I just saw a tweet from John. Is he on
Diecast, what's the matter?
John on Skype yet?
No. Not from my perspective.
Let me test
I
it.
See,
don't see any tweets.
you see, Diecast, there was used to be a thing called magnetic tape. And they used to have in these little bitty containers, and it would record the audio portion of events, but not video, because that was too difficult at the time. But you could record audio on these little bitty tapes, and you could play them back and listen to it, and then you use your mind to replay the images.
Joey's like, what? We lost that episode? Yeah, Joey, we re-recorded that one.
Joey's probably thinking that the one you re-recorded got lost.
Yeah, you have to do it a third time, Joey.
It's okay. When you get to the 5th time, it's pretty much just second nature.
I'm just sorry we lost the original D&D session, Brian. That would have probably made for some.
Yeah.
Yeah, that probably would have entertained the 5 people who would have listened to it.
I
You
don't
never
know.
know.
D&D.
I mean, no offense, but it's not like any of our like niche stuff really gets much of an audience.
Well,
Yeah.
the guy said I was pulling off Presto pretty well. I was really getting into character. It's been
Yeah.
a while.
Well,
since
that's fine. I'm not saying anything about the quality of the session.
But that's only if the I mean, so like what we need to avoid is all of the other podcasts being a subset of RSC. So we would publish and promote like in areas other than just our website and Facebook. So, has John responded?
Not that I see.
I don't think so.
haven't seen him pop on yet.
Okay, well we will shove off without him.
Wait, there. No, never mind.
No.
Thanks. That would have been so pissed off. Okay, 3, 2, 1. This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 482, recorded August 17th, 2016. I am your host, Brian Kilby. Radio Free Cybertron is the original and most awesome Transformers podcast ever. We've been around for a long time. With me this week, I have Matt. Matt, how's it going?
Oh, pretty good. Apparently, we have to do live introductions now because Brian's too lazy to edit something into
Diecast,
the
how
show.
are you doing?
I'm doing excellent, and I got some new lights today, which is cool.
That's cool. That's awesome. Hey, Chris, how's it going?
No comment.
He can't comment. So, Rob,
I'm doing pretty well.
that's awesome. And John's not. John said he'll be late, so I just read the tweet. I shouldn't be multitasking, but I am. You kind of got to multitask. I mean, it's what this is really. It's why it's hard. Don, how's it going?
Until you just about called me John, everything was going.
You
fine.
would not.
I
Okay,
don't know. I think that's a high compliment.
John would be a high compliment.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. I can't live up to that. I can't. The voice, the hair, the most interesting man in America. That I can't live up to that.
John is
I can't do it.
John is the coolest, most successful of us. So coolest, maybe arguable. I mean, Don's pretty cool, but I think we can all agree that John is more successful in life.
Well,
John's the smoothest of us.
Gee, thanks.
John is the smoothest of us.
John is the smoothest.
Yeah, John will be the next Dos Equis man. The most interesting man in America.
Yeah, I mean, give him another like 35 years, and I mean, he'd probably be right for it.
Yeah, he'd be 71 at that point. So yeah,
that'd be about right.
that'd be about right. Oh, yeah. So okay. So thank you, Matt, for the intro. I got feedback that we should introduce ourselves at the beginning of the show so people know who we are.
So can I submit some feedback on this attempt at
Yes.
answering feedback?
Yes.
I think this is stupid.
Okay, that's fine.
This. I should probably specify. I think the execution you're employing is clunky and ineffective.
Okay.
And it just kind of destroys the flow of the show.
So basically, he's Beast
That's
Machine.
the stupid part.
He's
The
Beast
introduction
Machine.
itself is not necessarily a stupid idea. Brian's just doing it badly.
Yeah. So how's Superhero Time doing? Pretty well.
The podcast that we want to record is actually really enjoyable for us. Yes.
Okay. Good. Okay, guys. You get anything cool this week? I got Computron, the Combiner Wars version. I like it. I just don't like attaching the nose cone piece bit to nose cone's turret. It just feels
You mean
awkward.
the drill?
Yeah.
There is a proper term for what that is, and that's a drill.
I would say
the nose cone is something different.
I would say a drill. I don't know. I think of a drill as a hand drill. Would that still be a drill?
Yeah.
It'd still be a drill. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, attaching the drill. It's awkward.
I believe technically any mechanism that bores through a material would be correctly referred to as a drill.
Or a screw.
Oh,
Screws
oh.
the mechanism. That's the machine.
Mhm.
JD would be running wild with this right now.
Yep. Yeah,
I've got an intro quote from him still somewhere that would just be perfect too. A screw!
That'd be great.
You should just put that into a random episode of that one episode of Star Trek, just to do it.
Yeah. I've got a lot of unused JD material too. I should get that out there somewhere.
Yeah, that would be awesome. But yeah, Copytron's pretty cool. I honestly, though, it's kind of making me kind of glad that Combiner Wars is pretty much over. I don't know that I need any more combiners.
No,
And
see,
yet-
we went over this, Brian, in pre-show. You still need Lio Kaiser
Yeah.
and Baldigus and
Yeah.
Scott Linksmaster, and we need them to do Battle Gaia and Guard City.
G2 Defensor.
I'm not saying I wouldn't
Yeah.
buy those because I absolutely will.
You need a lot more.
I
combiners.
don't need them.
Basically, the combiners are turning into the Generation Seekers.
I'm compelled.
None of us want any more, but we still want them all.
Speak for thyself,
Yeah.
Don.
Yeah, I'm not a completist with I'm not a completist with combiners because there's like 3 that I don't have.
Says the man who's bought every Seeker mold they've made so far. You have no room to talk, Matt.
That's what I said. Speak for yourself.
Oh,
I
yeah.
want the combiners. To
Okay,
keep.
all right, I'm sorry.
And
No,
he
I'm
wants
saying-
more classic Seekers too.
I would buy them.
That mold is basically made of sand right now.
Oh no, it's not even because like they kept making new updated
Of
versions
course
of
they
it.
did. I mean, that was a figure of speech.
So like there is still got to be viable versions of that out there they could still be pressing.
I mean,
I
obviously,
just
yes.
wish they had the foresight to do that to the Car Robot Brothers. We could still be getting awesome toys from those molds.
Hanging
if
up
they could
on
do that.
Don. right
Yeah,
now.
I mean, I think what happened with the Car Brother molds probably informed what they ended up doing with the classic Seeker. Honestly,
You mean like somebody taking it and just dropping it and going, "Oops"?
Brian, I'm detecting a little hostility from you on this subject.
You know, 'cause it is what it is. Anybody else? I know you guys got stuff. Who else got something cool?
I picked up a Power Ranger figure.
That doesn't count. So,
I know.
Chris,
so I've got the SDCC Titan Force set, and I've been messing with Brainstorm during pre-show. I actually really like how this turned out. It's maybe not like the ideal Brainstorm, but I actually like it better than the Generations Voyager. It's got more of a satisfying transformation. The vehicle mode has better lines overall, even though it's just a blur retool, and it proves what we've pretty much known since the Dakar pictures came out. This basic mold is really good. It just needs a deco.
yeah,
Yep.
Did you find that for cheaper than the floating around retail of around 75, or was that around retail? What they're
Yeah, I
charging?
mean the retail is just what you're gonna be at, Don. There's not really deals to be had on it.
Okay.
Sadly enough. I've also been messing with Windblade on and off, and like this is a very solid figure. It's engineered a lot more simply than the Generations toy, but it also lacks a lot of the problems that had because of how it was engineered. Like it's a perfectly good toy. I think the Robots in Disguise design style is not something I'm super compatible with, so I'm finding a little bit more fault in it. But like if you're fine with Rid toys, this is good. This actually, again, this has a deco on it. It's not just solid red, so it's pretty nice. I think even this though could probably use a little bit more paint than it ended up getting.
How does the Sparkle Prime look? Because the pictures.
I haven't taken Sentinel out of the box yet because it's not physically changed or new to me in any way. But I actually like the color balance on it better because like they took most or all of the gray off of it and replaced it with the dark red, and I think that actually really kind of ties together the like super saturated color scheme it's got going. I really like that aspect of it.
Because I bought Sentinel Prime, the standalone figure, because to me there was a lot of Brave homages in there, which I talked to Rob about last week, a week before. I've seen some Brave homages in there, but I do like the use of the translucent plastics on that San Diego. So I'm kind of been thinking about getting that set, but I'm still not sure.
I'm not getting it. I have zero desire.
Orange translucent. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it looks like he's glowing.
Just
He's
not
made
doing
a
it for me.
space Jolly
the normal
Ranchers.
one looks enough like he's glowing.
Yeah.
Yes, but this looks even more like it's glowing, so it's better. No, overall, I'd say this set is actually pretty strong. Brainstorm's a toss-up between if you need to get this or the Walgreens one. The Walgreens has a little bit less paint on it, and otherwise it just comes down to color variations, basically. So just whichever one is more appealing looking to you. If you want something IDW themed a little bit more, which would be the SDCC set, or original toy themed like the standalone one. As for Windblade, I would not say anybody needs to own more than one version of that mold. So if you don't want the vaguely Fortress Maximus colored one from this set, try to find the Transformers Adventure one, although I think the pre-orders for that have already dried up.
This is still available at Hasbro Toy Shop.
It is.
That's interesting.
Buy it.
Yeah,
Buy it.
No.
Fortress Maximus
No.
finally sell out?
What? Which one?
Did Fortress
Fortress
Maximus
Maximus.
sell out?
Let's check. Looks like it's still there. Yep.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if that's an indication of that they're making more of these so they're easier to get for longer after San Diego Comic-Con, or just that the interest is dying off.
Either one.
I think a part of the thing with Fortress Maximus is, if you'll remember, Metroplex debuted at San Diego Comic-Con before the retail issue came out. Retail Fortress Maximus came out before San Diego Comic-Con,
Yeah.
so I imagine everybody already snatched up
Valid
their...
point.
That's a
The
good
big
point,
figure,
because Fall of Cybertron Bruticus was the same way. It debuted. The first place you could buy it was San Diego Comic-Con, and that was the game-accurate colors. So that had a lot more... It made it a lot more desirable than the general retail one, so people wanted to get on that right away. All of these, I mean, they're nice enough, but like maybe not super necessary.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Anybody else get anything? Rob, you got some stuff, I think, right?
Yeah, I got the SDCC tablet Soundwave, which I really like that. It's surprisingly good for something that, unfolds into a flat rectangle. It's really remarkable how not frustrating it is to transform. It isn't at all. It's complicated, but it's not frustrating. It's very easy to work with. It's easy to transform, and it looks, it still has that kind of like, I almost want to say it's got a G1 kind of flatness going on to a lot of its body parts when you're done, but they do a pretty good job of making that into a three-dimensional shape. The one thing that I kind of feel is a missed opportunity is the bottom of the tablet pops off and it becomes like a winged backpack for Soundwave. And for one thing, not only are the wings are barely larger than his shoulder pads, which means they, unless you're looking at it at an angle, it doesn't really show up in any significant way. It just makes it gives it a little bit more of that depth front to back. And the second problem with that is that it is just a couple of pieces shy of having made a pretty damn good laser beak. So that is a real missed opportunity, I feel like. But it's a nice presentation. The box is nice. The packaging is very well done. It comes with a sleeve, a kind of like anti-static sleeve looking thing that blocks off the sheet of robot parts on the back of the tablet. So I like it. I don't know if I'm going to keep it, but I like it.
So while we established before that it's that's a Hasbro original as opposed to like the Mega Drive Megatron, but in a way, I mean, Mega Drive Megatron is still pretty flat himself. I mean, it's not like there's a lot of depth to a game console. I wonder if they had some similar origins from maybe the design side or something. So Megatron, part of the console pops off and becomes his cannon, and honestly, it just feels like a big waste. So at least because it just looks dumb. So at least as the wings, even if they're hardly visible, that seems like a better idea than just a cannon, which obviously looks just like a chunk of a Sega Genesis.
Yeah, I mean, there is something similar going on here, and I'm glad you reminded me of that, because like the center of the tablet pops off to become a big cheaty shield to complete the transformation.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look bad as a shield, but it is just a big cheat. It is there to make everything take up the proper amount of space and finish off the toy. They did a good job of shaping it to look like an actual shield, but it's a part to cheat the shape.
One thing I want to mention, after I mentioned the Sega Genesis Megatron or the Mega Drive, there was two versions: the Mega Drive, which is the original name of the console, and then the Genesis, which is the American name. I want to point out because it's hilarious, and I know there's some people out there who haven't heard this. Basically, they just did there's on the back of the packaging, there's like information about the Mega Drive release date and everything. So of course the release date for the Mega Drive is different than the Genesis because the Genesis was released in North America So basically, somebody just did a copy paste or a find and replace of like Mega Drive and put in Sega Genesis. So there's all these facts in there that aren't relevant to the Genesis because somebody was lazy and didn't want to bother looking at Wikipedia.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it's kind of crappy toy. Anybody else get anything?
No, Rob's not done yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I also got the SDCC G.I. Joe versus Transformers box set
Oh,
with the Soundwave Hiss tank.
I'm
and
kind of jealous.
It's not bad. I haven't taken a real close look at it. I may do like an unboxing video for that for T-Formers. Haven't decided how I'm going to handle it yet. But the box itself is very nice and it's enormous. So
Yeah, they're all pretty big. So is that the same Hiss tank that became Soundwave? I mean, Shockwave.
no, actually, it is, I looked this up because I wasn't sure what version of the Hiss tank it was. It is a version that was only released previously as a 2005 Toys R Us exclusive.
Interesting.
It has, unlike it's shaped basically like the classic Hiss, but it has some added missile launchers and some personnel carrying compartments on the side that the original Hiss did not have.
I know which one that is. Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So far as I can tell, it's like the second ever use of that mold.
Very cool.
Cool.
I like that. Anything else, Rob?
No, that's it for new stuff. I also got a big sack of Beast Wars toys.
Yeah,
Jack.
we both got a bunch of Beast Wars stuff out of the T-Formers archives.
That's cool.
Yes.
Diecast, you're about to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll try and go quick, not to hold us up too much. I got a Q Transformer, because I know Rob
cool.
Springer loves these.
He does, yeah.
Which one is that? I can't quite see.
It's
Ironhide?
Ironhide.
Okay.
Yeah. I also got the San Diego Comic-Con Titan Force set, so you can see the very clear and orange Sentinel Prime.
I love that.
Yeah, I love him too.
Don't
His
say
waist
that.
doesn't peg together that well, but
Yeah, I think that's the problem with switching to the clear plastic.
yeah. And then I got the Takara RID Megatron because it has more paint and it looks
Megatronus.
better. Yeah, Megatronus.
Yeah.
And then I'll say this just for Don. I got a Thunderhoof.
Thunderhoof. All right.
I really like that Thunderhoof.
He is.
It's Don.
It's well, I mean, you sort of got to say it like that when you get the toy.
Thunderhoof.
At least one, Thunderhoof. But it really isn't. I'm sorry. I love the Hasbro stuff, obviously, but Hasbro is just too plain. It needed, color.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Is there an equivalent version of Steeljaw that's as nice as that?
The Takara one is up painted somewhat, but I don't think the difference is quite as dramatic.
Okay.
And then there was also the Patrol version that came with the strong arm.
Oh yeah, the that was the police steel jaw, wasn't it?
Yeah, which is kind of weird for that character, but
So I think Diecast or Rob Springer won. Was it Diecast? Was it you that gave me the Steeljaw that I have?
No.
Somebody gave me one at BotCon. I can't remember who it was, and it's kind of floppy.
yeah, you kind of have to use his tail to make him stand up. Otherwise, he just sort of falls
From everything
over.
I've seen, Steeljaw has like all the symptoms of being the first toy designed for the line.
Yeah, I want a better version. He deserves a better.
Oh, I
toy.
might be giving you that out of the from like New York Toy Fair.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, that's exactly it. So I finally opened it last night. Like, I love Steeljaw. I forgot I had this. It was in my closet. And I was going through the closet after the
Yeah,
move.
Steeljaw's a great character that deserves a better toy than what's available.
Yeah.
I saw the Transformers Hero Masher equivalent. I can't remember. At Ross the other day, and it was the only one they had, and I was almost gonna get it, but like it wasn't quite there for me visually.
There's a Hero Masher, whatever they're called, Steeljaw.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's
neat.
from like the last assortment of the Transformers ones, which never made it to stores in general, from what I understand. So
Well,
basically, it's find it at Ross or nothing.
well, actually, I'm not
Also
sure.
Five Below.
Yeah, I'm not sure how prevalent it is everywhere, but when I was out looking for brainstorms the last 2 weeks, I stopped by my Ross and Marshalls. That wave of Hero Masters is apparently reshipping to a lot of these discount stores because I saw 3 of the 4 from that wave: Steeljaw, Bumblebee, and somebody else that I hadn't seen for quite a while. So apparently they're now showing back up.
basically
yeah, we're coming
it
up
looks
on
like
fall. It's Hasbro dead stock season.
yeah. Basically, the Hero Masher Steeljaw looks like a bigger, tougher Steeljaw robot, but like it would still need a fair bit of paint work to really pop.
Okay.
Like it's still short in some ways, but I mean you could deal with that or just kind of ignore it if you're not super picky about it.
Okay. Anybody else get anything?
I don't have anything to show off because I'm kind of in between houses at the moment.
Yeah.
But I got a third Titans Return sweep. So that finishes off. I got the 3 that I need.
Cool.
I just need Takara's to come out now so I can have a Scourge.
Yeah.
End of the month.
Yes. I also got from TF Source, and I got my subscription service for Needle, Nose, and Bludgeon. So my Thunder Mayhem is complete now.
Nice.
And I love the colors on him. He's just really, really bright and really hideous, and it's great.
Is that head as bad in person as it looks? For
I don't think the head would be as bad if the paint wasn't as... Like, the paint's pretty globbed on. It's pretty thick. The Bludgeon mold has the same problem. It doesn't actually look like it's a bad sculpt. It's overpainted.
which is so weird to hear you say when you're talking about some of these products.
I know, right? And I also got the Collectors Club Skywarp, which I haven't really had time to mess with yet. And a bunch of Power Rangers.
I just got my collector. Oh, actually, yeah. Thanks for the reminder. I just got my Collectors Club Ramjet. So, yeah.
I got that like 2 months ago, Kilby.
Well, I got mine this week. So.
Yeah. I wanted Skywarp, but I had some issues that I really need. You know, the Dynamics didn't work out on that.
Okay.
You had some ungood deals.
Ungood deals. Because Don doesn't have bad deals. Just ungood
Right.
deals.
There's no room for bad deals in Dynamics.
But I will say this, not to get off on too far of a tangent, but I did get Fortress Maximus, and I
did get Fortress Maximus to come himself.
Well, I'm kind of wishing he would go away.
Did you at least
himself
buy him dinner first, Kilby?
We can't
because,
stop Brainstorm?
well, I'll be honest. I am somewhat disappointed in this Fortress Maximus. I really am. I don't know what I was expecting, but I didn't get it.
It's a really good Titan Master playset. It's kind of so-so as a big robot.
Yeah, he's a little floppy. Stuff doesn't tab together that needs to tab together. When you try to transform him, he falls over on his own on some of these hinges. I'm sorry, it's just not the toy I was expecting. I'm glad I got him for what I got him for with all the rewards cards I
And
had.
for $3, I'm so disappointed.
No, I got him for about 100 after my rewards points and everything. But
I would say 100 is probably really fair for Fortress Maximus.
it is,
though
and
it's not like 100% a good toy.
I'm more happy
but for what
that
it is good, yeah.
I'm more happy that I got my Rebirth Cerebros. It's just, I mean, that to me that was the most important thing is getting the proper looking Cerebros over the.
That is like the best part of the toy. I had that like displayed just as Cerebros for like a month.
Yeah.
And that kind of goes with the whole concept. The big body is a great playset piece to have spread out on a shelf or table or whatever, and then you have the Cerebros robot just off by itself being its own dude.
Yeah. But
I'll be honest. I think the G1 toy is a much better toy. But again, there's a lot more plastic in that version, so it's not. It's really not fair to compare the two with different economies of the time.
Yeah, I get it.
No, but I'll agree with you. I think G1 Fortress Maximus is a better overall toy than the Titans Return
Except
one.
that I'm afraid that it'll break.
Well,
Yeah.
as long as you don't drop it, it's fine.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's true. Okay, so does anybody need to plug their ears because of Combiner Wars?
Diecast.
No, I watched it.
Okay.
Oh, good.
So,
Good job.
episode 3 was called, what, The Duel?
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically what the episode was.
Yes.
Spoilers. Basically, it was Windblade and Optimus Prime fighting. And talking while they were fighting. And
Sounds very Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, and then yeah.
I thought you liked Dragon Ball Z.
I still enjoy this more than anything on Dragon Ball
I
Z.
like Dragon Ball Z, but I can still make fun of its tropes.
I would rather watch the Frieza
Yes.
saga.
I
The Frieza saga is actually pretty engaging, except for the filler episodes.
They're all filler
Like-
episodes.
No, but I mean, like, when you distill the
Like the
Frieza
Gin-
saga down to the actual storyline, it's pretty good.
Just read the comic, everybody.
I need
Or
to do that.
abridged.
Yeah.
It's or abridged.
Yeah, I really didn't have a problem with the episode 3. I mean, it was nice to sort of see how Optimus is basically Windblade's coming at him. Spoilers. Windblade's coming at him with like all this rage and anger. His Prime just like he's like Jackie Chan. He's not really fighting back. He's just artfully dodging all of her attacks
As
for the most part.
as we know from Transformers, from 30 years of Transformers, mass means nothing.
Yeah.
Mass is
Especially
meaningless.
Transformers Energon, which this inherits from heavily.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I will say it. I don't know, Rob. You and XV being might understand. Well, y'all might. The sound mixing, the sound does not sound good.
It's not the mixing. It's
That-
the producing.
It's the sound engineering that's
Okay, because it's
Yeah.
just. I mean,
Well,
the
I understand what you mean, Don.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like the opening when she's flying through when we're going through the starfield. It was so hot and crackly and distracting. I couldn't enjoy the visuals because the sounds were so bad.
There's I hate to say it, but there's just so many aspects coming together on this that sound and look kind of low quality. The sound engineering is a thing. The voice acting is largely fine, with a few exceptions. I mean,
I thought John
I'm
did
not
a
gonna
great job as Optimus. He sounded like he did a really good job as Optimus.
I've heard him sound better as Optimus because I've heard him in person. That's again a sound engineering issue. His performance was great. His performance was fine, but it just sounded off again because of the sound engineering issues that are going on here. And it's just they're trying for something that I don't think the mechanical aspects of this are quite up to. This fight is not written to be performed at a Zoid's chaotic century frame rate. The voice performances are better than the engineering is allowing for. It's to be honest, writing wise, I don't think it's anything spectacular so far or anything particularly special, but the presentation is really dragging it down.
I would actually argue that the fight would probably look better in comic form than even being animated, because even if it was animated like very fluidly, it would probably look worse.
I don't know. I think there's better ways to do robot animation that could make this work, and this is frickin' Tatsunoko Productions. They have no excuse. But it doesn't, again, with this frame rate that they have chosen for this of like 6 a second, it doesn't work.
I mean, if you made the animation more fluid, you'd have to actually be choreographing the fights more. If you threw everything into a fight scene like this, gave it every effort, you could make a beautiful looking animated fight scene between robots. For the level of input that it's actually getting, I don't want to say that comic or even a more still frame approach to it was a better choice, but just upping the frame rate's not going to make it look a lot better. Now, as a counterpoint, I would love to see an animated production have Optimus Prime performing Drunken Fist.
That would be fun.
Yes.
So my general problem with the fight, it was basically 6 attacks and a lot of standing and talking.
Mm-hmm.
So Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
but the attacks were all pretty quick though, and it just looks silly with Optimus parrying because he shouldn't be able to move as like that. Windblade, if she really wanted to injure him, which it looked like she was trying to kill him, but then she said she didn't want to kill Starscream. I don't know. it's okay.
I'm counterpoint. Let's see how I can describe this with rambling as little as possible. Okay, tangent. There's a the Discworld series books by Terry Pratchett, they describe in that the fighting of old barbarian heroes, in other words, guys who have survived a long time. It's not that they move fast, it's that they move to exactly where they need to be to avoid the attack every time. I'm fine with Optimus Prime being able to do that because he is basically a very old hero. He should know how to do that. That should be a skill he has, not just soaking up damage, but knowing exactly how to get out of an attack with economy of motion. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I remember reading
silly.
about that as a martial art technique somewhere a long time ago. That it's really it's economy of motion.
So whoever, yeah, exactly. Whoever in pre-show said this is basically becoming Transformers Resolute. I mean, I'm having flashbacks.
That was most of us, Brian.
Yeah, I'm having flashbacks of the Hooky Ninja BS between Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow from Resolute.
Okay, I never watched Resolute. I want to say
Good.
I really like this series. It's not perfect, but again, it's not really high production either. Now, that being said, what I really do want is, this is the third episode, and all they've really been doing is setting the whole thing up. I really want to see this thing start moving now that we get into the fourth episode, because by now they should be able to actually get in the story.
Yeah, and hopefully this is the point where they can actually turn that over and actually start telling the actual story of it. If we are looking at this as the 1 hour time slot thing, like I've been pushing the concept of, this would be about the point in the episode where you start actually getting into what's the meat of it, basically.
Right.
Yeah, I just want a scene, an episode of this that I do not predict the outcome in the first 5 seconds.
Yeah,
because that's my problem with it so far, and part of that has been because of what we saw in the previews, but also just because the scenes we've seen so far have been executed in a very rote kind of way.
exactly.
And it's like, yeah, like I said, the council's kind of, the council, it's not even contrived, it's cliched. The council's going to stand around going, we should do something. No, we're not going to do anything. Then something dramatic happens. We're going to have the big fight between the arrogant, not even arrogance the right word, the hot-headed young character and the old guy, and they're not going to be able to do any damage to the old guy, and he's going to, wax philosophical at them for 5 minutes. It's
almost like they went to TV tropes, read all the stuff, then realized, hey, this stuff's pretty good. We should do it just like this.
I like that, Don.
If there's a TV tropes randomizer that lets you create a script, I bet we could come up with a Combiner Wars script using that.
And if there's anybody in our audience right now who can program that for us, I will literally PayPal you $5 if you make that and email us a link to it.
That'd be awesome.
I know $5 is not nearly enough money to compensate for that, but it's more about the symbology.
So, to that point, though, being cliched, usually it's a trade-off. Usually something's beautiful and cliched, or it's written really well, and it's not super high on the graphics or whatever, or the visuals. This is just, it's kind of, it could be better on both sides.
Can you say that it's not written well yet when we really haven't gotten into the,
I can say it's not written well because we haven't gotten into it yet.
Yeah, and you can say it's not written well based on one episode. I mean, if one episode comes off as rote.
Yeah, and also
remember, you're 15 minutes in at this point.
We are roughly 1/3 of the way through this, so we can't judge the whole, but we can say at the very least that it's a slow starter.
Yeah. And this is what I've said, is that writing for a 5-minute show when you know you're writing for 5 minutes is different than writing for a 50-minute show and then having it cut up.
Yeah.
So,
and to their credit, this scene, I would say, was definitely written for 5-minute episodes.
Oh yeah, I agree.
That much I will give them.
I mean, yeah, honestly, any kind of production, for the most part, is a culmination of, oh, goodness, brain failed on me. You come to compromises. So basically, they have to compromise here and there on every little thing. And the goal is, when you make a compromise, is not to lose too much or break even. Sometimes a compromise even winds up being better, or better than some of its parts. It just seems like this one may not be this equal to the
I
sum of its
almost want to
parts.
say this is the result of no compromises and all the ideas just conflicting with each other.
I don't
That's
know.
a possibility. I think, to be honest, I think it was written without any idea of how it was going to be produced, at what budget, in what style. I think
Possible.
that's a big part of it, because a lot of times, working within your limitations means you have to know them first.
And like, I want to just go on record and say, I'm sorry to anybody who is legitimately enjoying this. I'm glad if there are people out there who are watching this and having fun.
Oh yeah.
It's obviously not resonating for all of us quite so well. So like, don't let us take away from your enjoyment of the show.
Exactly. Yes.
I'm still gonna watch it. I still like it.
I know, Diecast. Nothing we can ever say to you will make you rethink your bad life choices.
Do you think this was based on like some sort of internal Hasbro Bible for Combiner Wars, and they're trying to adapt it?
That's not the impression I really got from them talking about it in pre-production, because a lot of what they were talking about is, they went to the IDW comics, they, looked at just like the fiction overall and started drawing in from different elements what they thought would work as a series together.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is something they're developing mostly on their own.
Okay.
I get the feeling that maybe some of the things that don't work about it is that they're trying to do IDW light, and they're trying to make it work in a context that will work for people who have not watched a Transformers cartoon since 1987, and that is a challenge and a half.
Yeah.
Especially when you only have 41 minutes or so to do it.
And when and I want to get this point across, I can't do any better. So, I mean, they are obviously, when it boils down to it, I mean, I couldn't do it. So, hats off to them for what they've been able to accomplish.
Yeah.
I couldn't animate a better show than this. I might be able to write a better story.
I mean, I could write a better story, but I can't do the whole thing.
Yeah, the only thing I will say is I am not trying to belittle this thing at all. It's just from a writer's. I am not a professional writer, but I have wrote quite a bit. I'm just saying from a writer standpoint, the things that are sticking out to me as a quote unquote writer are taking away from some of the fun, because I know it can be done better, because we've seen it done better before in these short formats.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah, true. Okay, let's go ahead and jump to 35 minutes later. Let's jump to This Week in History. 1984, the first known newspaper advertisements for the original Transformers toy line show up, offering Autobot cars for $8.99, which is about $18 in today's dollar currency. Of course, no rain checks and limit 2 per customer, and there's a minimum of 300 per store.
and it's the Autobats.
Did this come from Crazy Steve's website, I'm assuming, originally?
I don't actually know.
Probably.
It's Roboplastic.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, that's exactly where it came from, so not surprising.
Cars.
Yeah. $18. Well, that's not too awful.
That's about a deluxe.
That's about a deluxe today.
Yeah.
It's still like half the price they were selling the commemorative series equivalents for
Yeah, it's true.
Wow.
back in 2002.
That's about what I bought them for when they went on clearance, but yeah.
Yeah, I actually don't. Now these ads are from stores that was not in my area, but I remember seeing ads much like this in like the Sears catalog with Devastator for the first time, and this just really takes me back to seeing these ads for these for the first time.
Takes you back to when you were like 18.
When I was 14, yes.
Yeah,
That's
that's
awesome.
close.
Let's see here. And the next one, I didn't know about this. I thought this was a different collection. 2003, the Transformers theme song collection soundtrack is released in Japan by Columbia Music Entertainment. I thought this was the one that had all of the G1 and Headmaster's Victory. And
I have this.
Yeah, I didn't know this existed.
Yep.
Yeah, they love their TV show music and various collections and stuff.
I could actually really use this. How much is this? Does this go for on eBay?
What's really cool is you got the of course I got it.
$45.
Yeah.
Good.
Ow.
The,
I need this. No, I don't.
yeah. I mean, I like it because you got so many good shows on here, and you also get the end theme, which you don't get a lot, to Car Robot Marionette, which is a beautiful song. So, and of course, Koji Wada did the opening to Car Robots, who sadly passed away not long ago. So that's one of his stronger works.
It's not better than Biggest Dreamer, Don.
No, it's not. But I mean, and on a side note, to those fans that are fans of the Japanese series, with him passing away, they're doing a memorial CD that has a lot of his stuff on it. Unfortunately, it's going to be, I believe, is a festival exclusive, so it's going to be very very hard to get. But if you're a fan of his stuff, it will be out there if you can hunt it down.
Cool. Okay, let's jump to the news. Robots in Disguise, Clash of the Transformers, Toys R Us exclusives are hitting U.S. stores now. So if you want that, $30. Is that right? That's what it says on the shelf. Is that the
For
right toy?
Power Rangers Starscream, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
the
saw
Warrior class toys are out too, so you can get the Warrior class Starscream and the Scorponok recolor remold.
And I think that Decepticon Island set is out too.
Yeah. Which has that steel jaw we were talking about earlier.
Yes, and the stasis pods, which are kind of neat.
Is it? Okay, so I've seen conflicting reports. Is it one stasis pod or two?
It is 2, unless something has changed since Comic-Con.
Okay. That's interesting.
I definitely want the new Voyager, the Warrior class figures. I've seen these larger ones, the power, the Minicon Powerizers. No, they're not. No, they're not good. They're very not good.
Yeah. Okay, so the next item, Masterpiece Soundwave is being reissued in Asia with an exclusive die-cast cassette player. Is that what?
I haven't looked at this yet.
Yeah. So he comes with all the cassettes that the Hasbro U.S. release came with.
All the cassettes minus Ratbat.
Minus the one we want.
I would have thought for this release they would have went ahead and added him, because when I saw a bonus item, I thought, cool, they're adding Ratbat, because that would make the most sense, because Sound Blaster has gone dirt cheap, for a Takara Masterpiece in a lot of places, and nobody wants the Linkin Park version or the Year of the Goat version that has the 5 of them. But I'm glad this is getting reissued. It's just, it really needed to have the Ratbat in there.
Yeah, if you don't have this toy, it's a pretty great Masterpiece figure. It really, when I think of what a Masterpiece figure should be, this pretty much embodies that completely.
And even if this has, some markup from being a Hasbro Asia release, it should still be cheaper than the aftermarket on the Toys R Us Masterpiece Soundwave.
And
that's exactly what I was going to say.
And Don, thank you again for finding that for me 3 years ago.
No problem. It's just, I mean, my little Toys R Us usually gets a minor amount of those, but once the first 2 shipments of Soundwaves came in, they never got any more. That was it.
So if you want probably the worst Platinum Edition set ever, the Platinum Edition Rise of Artemis set is coming out. We have stock photos of that.
What were they thinking?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't think of any Platinum set that would actually be worse than this one.
Can I be honest? I kind of want the Titanium Rodimus from this set, because that was one of the best Titaniums they had done. Again, bar is kind of low, but it's still not a bad figure.
Do you have the original Titanium Rodimus, right?
Yeah, I have him.
So why do you feel the need to have this one?
I like those colors. I don't know why. It's just,
it's a little jarring to me that apparently the paint on the diecast part is so drastically different from the color of plastic.
I mean, generally the
original Titanium was pretty good in the color match.
Okay.
Yeah, generally their paint matching is a lot closer than that. The only time you usually see this bad of a mismatch is on your yellows, but this is just not even in the same ballpark.
Okay. So XV had said that you can't think of a worse set. So here's a thought. For Titan's Return, a Platinum Edition set, we have Energon Blur and Action Master Blaster, trying to be their Titan's Return counterparts. That'd be pretty bad.
There's not really a theme tying it together.
It's 2 Titan Masters characters.
Yeah, I mean, I think No, you're reaching a little bit for that. It would have to be like Rodimus and Galvatron make sense as a set together. Even if they pick the worst possible toys they could have used for this.
Okay. So how about this? This would have to go sort of maybe Japanese. No, I'm trying to figure out a way to include Robots in Disguise or Car Robots Ultra Magnus as G1 Ultra Magnus. Maybe that with the Universe Galvatron, because they were both city commander or the city commanders. Yeah, that'd be a pretty bad set.
No, there is nothing wrong with that Ultra Magnus toy.
There's a lot wrong with that.
There
Other
is
than
a
the
lot
fact
wrong
that
with
it
that
exists.
There's a lot with that one.
Y'all just have no appreciation for good toys. Yeah, yes, it's a little weak compared to the Optimus, but most toys are weak compared to RID Optimus.
I actually like RID Optimus to a fair extent, Don, but I cannot go there with you on Ultra Magnus.
You know what's funny is I looked at this set and I was like, in my memory, I remember Titanium Rodimus being pretty good, and then I look at it and I'm like,
It is pretty good in the realm of the Titanium figures. It's not the best Titanium figure because like it has Beast Machine's Cheetor and Robots in Disguise Optimus to compete with, which were both surprisingly solid Titanium figures.
Mhm.
No, but maybe, Brian, your Platinum concept, if you repurposed RAD Magnus as, like, God Bomber.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh God, I would buy that set.
Okay, so he would be God Bomber. He would be God Bomber. Which version of Optimus would we use for Optimus Prime or for Jinrai?
Like, if you want to be a truly bad Platinum set, it would have to be one that has no compatibility whatsoever with that Ultra Magnus.
Which be any one. So how about...
How about the Spy Changer Robots in Disguise Optimus, just to be insulting?
There you go. What? But I like that. I actually like that toy though.
And you can't even put the car in Ultra Magnus' trailer because it's totally scale is totally off too.
Right.
I hate to go back to
No, but I mean, you could actually just do a 2-pack and have the Robots in Disguise Optimus decoed where the small robot is like Jinrai's Power Master armor.
Oh,
and then
no.
the super armor kind of makes him look super Optimus.
All right.
Or
If you
Super
want
Jinrai.
to make it, take the Spy Changer RID Optimus in yellow, and the full size Ultra Magnus as a God Bomber. So you have an Optimus that's the wrong color in the wrong scale, with the Ultra Magnus in the wrong color and the wrong scale.
So I'm thinking instead of because I like how about like the leader class Dark of the Moon Optimus as the Optimus Prime.
No, do the Voyager Revenge of the Fallen Optimus.
Yeah.
With the Hasbro instructions.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I meant yeah. Or evasion mode. Evasion mode's not that bad.
No, the Revenge of the Fallen Voyager is still worse.
Yes. It's a good toy, but not when it leaves out like 3 steps of the instructions and you can't transform it.
Yeah.
Okay. How about
if you transform it by the instructions, you have to clip parts through each other in the physical world, which is.
How about you take that deluxe Energon Optimus and put that in the Platinum set with God Bomber Ultra Magnus?
That'll work.
How about
We've just made a lot of fans very sad.
how about the voice synthesizer Ultra Magnus with I'm going to go back to the well with Action Master Optimus Prime.
Or for that matter, just like put Action Master Optimus Prime with the God Bomber Rid Magnus.
Oh, okay. All right. We could do...
It's too bad you can't do retooling really on Platinum sets, or they don't generally, because like you could retool the cab so that you could sit Action Master Optimus inside.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
And you realize someone that's a car or Hasbro is writing down all these ideas. So anything that happens from this point on is our fault.
Things never
Awesome.
to do. Okay. Let's see here. Next item, IDW's Revolution Prelude issue, Revolution number 0. Available digitally for free. Hey, that's cool.
Yeah.
It was
And
pretty
it's got
good.
some pretty striking art, too.
yeah, I was gonna say I love the art. It looks great. I love the update of the mask vehicle too.
Yeah, it's
Check it
pretty
out.
good. It's a nice setup for basically inventing the world that exists outside of the Transformers.
Now, I thought this was actually becoming the new world.
It is, but like none of the stuff they're talking about has actually happened within the Transformers continuity so far. This
Right.
prelude is just there to serve to like say behind the
Okay.
scenes or between the panels, this stuff all happened.
Oh,
And
okay.
this is
I
where
got
we're
you.
at because of it, and that's where we're jumping on with Revolution.
So has Blitzwing not been seen in any of the other comics to make him the?
Blitzwing had an unfortunate incident in a recent issue of the Transformers, and they've recovered him, and this is where he is right now.
Okay, so it does make sense in continuity. So
Oh yes, it does.
because I knew you and Rob were worried about the continuity going out the window with this happening.
I wasn't too worried about the continuity going out the window as some of the writing and art teams going out the window, which only halfway.
We had expressed some concerns that like they'd be throwing out story concepts they've been working on.
Yeah.
In the execution of this. So like in one sense, yes, we were worried about like the overall continuity as a result of Revolution, but you know, it's working within the boundaries so far.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. What else we got? eHobby Convo. Is that its actual name? Convobat?
In Japan, yes.
I've been calling it Bat Convoy. Comic
Whatever.
page plus photo of Mega Alligator, Headmaster in robot mode.
Mm-hmm.
I pre-ordered this already.
I wanted to so badly, but
you don't care enough, Don. Clearly,
at that price, I just can't pay $70 to $90 for a deluxe, one extra Titan Master, and a $5 repaint of Ape Face. It's just.
I more or less predicted the existence of this set, and at this price, I don't care enough either.
Well, I mean, back last year, I had talked after TFCon last year with the anniversary coming up. I was talking about Fans Project recoloring their headmasters as
yes. If they did that, it would probably be cheaper than this.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Though and I'm just saying and you mentioned this before, both you and Rob, I think. The exclusivity of this eHobby set doesn't translate into almost a $90 for U.S. retailers for what you're getting. I mean, if it had the Megatron, if it had the Skull Cruncher body in the right colors and an Optimus Prime figure, even if they had dropped the Ape Face repaint as Optimus, I would have been better at that price at $90 for two deluxes. But for what you're getting, the value is just not there. It's just not.
It's not about value. It's about Bat Convoy.
Well,
and we should be used to these prices on these exclusive figures anyway.
Yeah,
I mean,
this is less.
Oh, I am. That's why I don't have it.
Yeah, this is the same pricing as the Hero X stuff that comes out every year.
No, I
this
think
is less
the
than
Hero
Ghost
X,
Shooter.
ridiculous.
the Hero X stuff is actually cheaper than this. We pay more for it because the retailers are making us compensate them for having to buy the book with the order form in it 150 times. You know.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was going off what we pay, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm not slamming the figure. I'm just saying, I just can't see what you get in that set being a $90 price tag.
It's not. It's not. That's the point. You're paying a markup, plus you're paying because it's a limited edition. Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Hey, so what I'm disappointed by mostly is the fact that the comic doesn't ape. I'm sorry that I'm not using a better word, but copy the art style from the original Pac-Man comic. I would have liked that a lot better. That would have been really cool, but it's the same art style they use for all the other comic stuff. They do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know what would have brought the price of this setup, or the value of this setup, something reasonable, is if they had actually included the Tarantulas made from Machine Wars hoist that's in this.
I would buy that.
Tarantula.
Although I saw somebody say that that's just like that mold in Wrecker Hook colors, basically.
Oh, is it?
So it may just be a straight repurposing of a toy that exists.
Maybe it is.
I would buy the hell out of that. I would be on that so fast.
I mean, we've talked about this on and off in the past. I would be all about some kind of subline that just kind of explores the Beast Wars on Modern Earth thing from the Year One toy bios. Even if it had to largely be, vehicle molds, if it was done the right way, it would still be really interesting to me.
Yeah.
But not at 7,500 yen per figure.
Yeah.
Okay, so movie block. Transformers,
No comment.
Yeah, you can't comment now for another week or so. Transformers.
At least.
Transformers: The Last Night. Bumblebee robot redesign revealed in mini bio.
No comment.
It looks like Bumblebee from the first movie, basically, right? He looks pretty much the same as the old Bumblebee.
Yeah, it looks more like the older Bumblebee designs than the final Age of Extinction design.
Yeah, at this point,
Which works
Bumblebee's
for me.
Yeah.
At this point, for me, Bumblebee is like Iron Man armors. They're or your basic main Gundams from any series. They're all so similar. I can't tell them apart anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
It's
with that.
it's just like Tony Stark's armor. I can't tell the armors unless it's the classic golden armor, Silver Centurion, or Mark V. I have no idea what the hell he's wearing. The Bumblebees.
Like the comic book Iron Man armor is up to, I want to say, like 2003 or so. I can tell them apart very well. All the movie armors look the same to me.
Yeah, and Bumblebee's the same. I mean, I can't. They're all yellow robot with Camaro cars, and it's just. I just see. Even Massey agrees. You can't tell them apart either. Ain't that right? Don't you bite
And
me?
I'm showing people on screen. This is what Bumblebee looks like in the next movie.
I mean, it's a very clean design for a movie design, but again, I don't really care. It's Bumblebee.
Yeah, it's Bumblebee.
It'd be nice to have like a radical redesign.
Yeah, just don't have 4 in every case. That's all I ask. Is just.
No, I think we're past that point. Fortunately.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting when, I guess Toy Fair rolls around and we get the first indications of the movie toy line. Just to see, what scope there is going to be of it.
Okay, let's jump to... Hey! Amazon! If you ever buy anything from Amazon, why not just go to tfradio.net/Amazon? Won't cost you a cent more, but Amazon will send back just a little bit to help us out. Victorion right now is only like $72. So that's pretty cool. Superion's currently at $80.49. Funny enough, Amazon has 2 listings for Fortress Maximus. One doesn't ship until September 30th, but they have another listing that is shipped from and sold by Amazon. That's $149.99 that you can get right now that somebody bought yesterday. And thank you, whoever bought that. We appreciate it. So tfradio.net/Amazon. Get all your Amazon stuff there. Again, doesn't cost a cent more. Amazon helps us out. It's pretty fantastic. Okay. I got nothing else there. Okay, third-party news. Alan, which I love the name. Triple Changer Springer homage from Unique Toys.
Why didn't any of these third parties that were doing blurs last year call one Wally?
I know. They should be using the Headmaster dub names.
Yeah, why not?
Because even they know that's a terrible idea.
It's a fantastic idea, Don. You shut your mouth.
My first glance at this, I didn't much care for it, but I actually kind of like this.
I do too. I think, the original picture we saw with those big, huge shoulders, I'm not sure if it was just the angle that we saw or if it was the gray prototype stage that was throwing stuff off, but it looks a lot better now. I'm just not sure I'm going to be getting this because, I have the old Defender. The old Defender mold.
Yeah.
So you have the worst Springer.
So, no, I still like that one. And, our friend Paladin mentioned that the Generation Springer mold still holds up real well.
Yeah, until the elbows give out.
Yeah.
Holds a better Sandstorm.
Yeah. So, I'm
just waiting for Fans Toys because they're also doing a Springer. So I like the Fans Toys one, so I'll just wait.
Yeah, it's with as much as I love Carrie, DX9 has been really getting my attention with their stuff because again, their quality over the last 2 years has just shot up remarkably. But
yeah. Has Fans Toys announced Rodimus yet? I forget.
They did.
Hot Rod, actually.
Hot Rod,
oh,
yeah. But
okay, I remember that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. That's when I was saying, Brian, I hope that theirs includes the shoulder rotation from the Quintesson part of the movie, because I kind of want a hot rod that does that to see how they pull it
That
off.
would be
Yeah,
cool.
I'd like to see at least one hot rod toy, official or not, try to do that.
Yeah, I think those joints would need to be die-cast for it to work.
Yeah, probably.
But this is a great looking Springer. Car mode's a little kludgy, but Springer's car mode was a little kludgy anyway, so they got it down pat.
If you go by the G1 toy, all of Springer is kludgy.
Yeah. Okay, hey, Rob, what's on T-Formers this week?
Okay, well, I have been pretty busy with the Computron box set. I have got reviews up for Nose Cone, Lightsteed, and Afterbreaker. And of course-
Lightsteed!
Yes, Lightsteed. And of course, I had Scrounge done prior to this, so Strafe's Gallery should be going up tomorrow. The review should be up on Friday if all goes well. I also have a review of Till All Are One Number 3, which turned out really well. And XV's got a review of More Than Meets the Eye number 56.
Cool.
Which is the least I've hated Prowl in quite some time.
Yes.
Awesome. So, Diecast, you just put up a review of Brian Storm.
Brian Storm is up and Brainstorm, just a little typo there, is up.
Comic-Con exclusive Brian Storm.
I love that name. I think it's the best.
Okay, someone needs to customize a Titan Master head to look like Brian Kilby
No,
to put on top
don't.
of that body.
Don't.
I'll just put bronze head on it, and that's how you get
Ooh,
Brian.
Yes, I like that.
Now, see, now
Ron
you can
Kilby.
get the Walgreens one and be Brainstorm, and your SDCC can be Brian Storm.
Well-
If you can find one.
What's the Takara version?
Bad.
Ugly.
Will Smith.
And then
No,
also
Rock?
to speak,
No, the Takara version is the Headmaster's dub version.
Yeah.
And
I
also
want
to
it now.
I put up the Headmaster adapter kit for like the Nightbeat mold.
Is an
Thank you.
adapter or is it a tube?
It's an adapter. It actually you slide the head out and it slides in because that mold has a mushroom peg for a head or for the joint.
Yeah, it's a mushroom peg that slides into the slot with an or a connection for the headmaster.
So last night or the night before, I literally just finally opened my Generations Nightbeat. It's been sealed on the card since I got it because it looks ugly, but I want it. I want to be able to make him a Titan Master, so I'm going to do that. So I need to figure out how to get that adapter. I want it.
Yeah, where did this
Shapeways.
adapter come from?
Shapeways.
Oh, Shapeways?
Yeah, it's Insane Galvatron's adapter.
Oh.
Oh, I can't stand that guy. Yeah, no, I'll get it.
hey! The entire staff of Master Collectibles put their heart and soul into this.
Now Stuart's great, so yeah, I'll I'll pick that up. So I didn't know he actually had a Shapeways store. So
Yeah,
Well,
check out my review.
does the figure still transform with the head attached, or do you have to take it off?
no, I can't. Right?
No.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, it can transform.
No, it can
Well,
transform with the adapter, but not with the Titan Master.
No, you have to take
the.
the head off.
oh,
You do? I didn't try yet.
I just was wondering.
I suppose that's a good point. There's really no reason to transform it for the review of the neck adapter.
Okay, I'm just googling. I'll worry about that later. I need to pick that up. Sorry. Let's see here. On the network this week, we have the RC Minicast episode 54, where Matt, John, and I talk about Suicide Squad. Tell us about that one episode of Star Trek.
Oh, we did the season 7 Next Generation episode Interface as part of our whole month of Geordie LaForge's minor headache. This is the episode where Geordie's mom dies, and he deals with his feelings by pretending to be a robot.
There was one good episode of season 7?
And I think this was it.
No,
Okay, what are you thinking of
all
then?
good things.
That's 2 episodes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
What about the one where Barclay turned into a spider in the warp core?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, wait a minute. Was season 7 the second Moriarty episode, or was that 6?
That was 6.
That was.
That was 6. Okay.
Okay, cool. Let's see.
That's on our short list for Holodeck Misadventures theme month that will happen sometime in the future.
Yay! Oh, well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I want to see that. I just admitted to it, so you're taking it off the list.
Let's see here on Take 4 Wrestling, episode 5, we talked about, Joey and I talked about, actually now I have to say JT Hogg, because I can say it here, not on that show. He told me that his wrestling promoter may actually promote the show, but it has to be in character.
Yeah, don't break kayfabe.
I can't
Brian.
break kayfabe.
Nice.
So, Joey, I'm gonna here you're Joey, there you're JT Hogg. So, but we talk about the Great American Bash 1989. Let's see here, Being Awesome with Rob Springer. Rob remembers Shardacon.
Damn it, Rob! Stop reminding us of that.
I know. I know. And that's it. So
I have no memories of it because I couldn't
And Rob
make it.
Springer also had a nice article on his website about his disappointments trying to get Fortress Maximus.
yeah. Oh yeah, his website is zonebase.org. So if you want to check out Rob's blog, it is zonebase.org, and he puts a lot of fun posts up. It's really fun. And you can find all of our podcasts at tfradio.net. You can find me personally on Twitter at BeatKilby. Matt's not on the internet. Diecast is at Diecast2. Is that right?
Yep.
And how do we get RFC reviews?
RFC reviews on YouTube.
Cool.
Just go to RFC reviews.
RFC reviews
Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah.
on
Uh,
YouTube.
Chris, how do we get a hold of like all of your shows and stuff?
No comment.
TokuPodcast.com for
Well, that would actually be everything because that's the whole superhero time feed.
yeah, that's true. TokuPodcast.com. And on Twitter.
Which is funny since we're not even doing a Toku podcast at the moment.
Yeah. And at ChrisRTXV. Rob.
No comment.
I am at RAC2750 and Flail Throughs, and you can see both XV and my video reviews on YouTube at Tformers TV.
Sweet. And Don.
I can be found on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EVR, or anywhere bad puns can be found.
Hey Don, I just realized that you never plug your other podcast.
Well, I mention it from time to time, but I don't want to.
You can mention it here. This is
Okay.
plug time.
Okay, all right. Well, I can also be found on TFYLP. I can be reached at Twitter at TFYLP tag, or you can contact me on Facebook through the TFYLP or RFC news groups,
I want news groups on Facebook.
or what the web page.
I want
or
Facebook
whatever.
Usenet.
I want Usenet back.
Usenet's still around. Zobivore is still posting. Dave Van Domlin's still posting. It's great. It's just like
There's probably still a
1997.
Deathy.
Deathy is still there. That's true. A lot of people are still around, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Now look at Diecast. Hold that up for a second. That's one reason I got that, because the space train there reminds me of part of Dagon X from Legend of Brave. When he's in shuttle mode, it reminds me of Death Gary from this, which was the Skygray repaint. And also, Paladin mentioned this. That's part of homage-wise Omega Supreme from Energon, the space train version of that. So I don't know how much of this was intentional, but that's why I like Sentinel Prime in those colors. It's because you've got both an Energon reference that doesn't suck, and you've got some Brave references.
So, did you say its name was Spaceship Bruce?
No, that's Fortress Maximus.
Oh, that's right.
You know, the one that comes himself.
Yes. Yes.
So
That's what Fortress Maximus does. Sentinel Prime makes himself run on time.
You know, hey, yeah. So I thought. So we haven't done an RFC Transformers Rewind in forever. I know there's a Cybertronological. I actually don't know how you say it, but there's a podcast where they recount like all the G1 episodes. The Stasis Pod's a podcast where they like recount Beast Wars and Beast Machines. We should do a podcast where we go through every episode of the Headmaster's dub.
We've talked about that in the past.
I'm up for that. If you
We
can
talked
find
about a
me
lot of
dubs.
things in the past.
Yes.
Like, we first talked about doing a Star Trek podcast, I want to say in like 2012. And
Before.
it took until...
Oh, before that. It was before that.
Well,
like
the
2010.
BotCon the BotCon trip was the first time I really remembered
Okay.
serious conversation about doing something like that. But it still took until like what,
Last year?
2015? Yeah, 2015 before I actually made it happen.
Okay.
All right. Okay, Brian, if you get your podcast where you talk about the dub, I get a podcast where we go back and watch RID 1.0 and discuss the
That's
episodes
fine.
too.
I'll do that. So, like, here's the thing. We have several shows that are Transformers related. I'm all for, as long as we can sustain it and it makes sense as a show. I'm all for doing whatever like that. So, Don, if you want to do it, we'll talk through. We got to figure out how to make it happen, but
Yeah.
I would do that.
Yeah. Plus, also, I still want to do Swap Shop if we can still figure out how.
We can, yeah, that would be great. But if we do that show, I would want to start with the
That was
headmaster.
so dismissive. Yeah, that'd be great, Don. Anyway,
No, Don and I have had serious talks about how to make that
I
happen.
know.
So, but it's going to require a lot of work, and it's time that I don't
Yeah.
have. So, if we had a producer, somebody who could work with you on it, if anybody's out there who wants to do it, shoot me an email, through the website, whatever. But if we did that Headmasters, we would have to follow it up with Master Force, and then have to do Victory. So, Don, I would have to have you on the Master Force dub.
Oh.
He was like, oh, Master Force, yes. Oh, wait.
That's like saying, here, have a giant free burrito. Oh, it's full of guacamole.
That would be
Great.
That would be awesome. You don't like
geez.
coleslaw and you don't like guacamole, Don. What's your problem?
But you want chili
I had-
on your hamburger.
Yes, I'm from the South. You put chili on hot dogs and
So,
hamburgers.
in pre-show,
Hot dogs I can see, but hamburgers?
in
But
pre-show,
I
Don.
thought chili on hot dogs was more of a northern thing.
No, it's everything. So Don in pre-show said that he went to Five Guys and complained that you can't get chili on your hamburger.
Okay, no, I did not really complain. I just said, I told the manager, I know it's your policy to not have it, but I'm just saying, when you report to your upper people, if you have any customer concerns, if you could just mention that you had a customer that would like to see this in some of your stores,
And
it would be nice because I'm sorry.
and his
I
face
grew-
was
I grew-
red as he said this, and he was spitting. He was so upset.
No, I mean I am from the South. I grew up in the South, okay, but to me,
No,
not
you don't say, Don.
yes. I'm sure my accent doesn't give it away at all. But I don't care for slaw. I'm sorry, I just don't. But I like country ham. I like chili on my hot dogs and my hamburgers. I like Miracle Whip. I like what I like.
Miracle Whip is not a
But-
southern thing. That'd be Duke's mayonnaise, sir.
God, why would you?
I got to
ruin-
drive that in the fridge.
That's the best.
Yeah, it's to patch up holes in the road and holds tiles on the space shuttle or something. That's what it's for. But
Duke's
anyway,
mayonnaise is good for everything.
Yep, it's the best.
So anyway, yeah, that I did not. When we went to the Five Guys, I did not. I just said, listen, if you would pass this along as a concerned customer, because I'd be more willing to
You're
go to
not
them.
helping yourself, Don.
Anyway, that's but before
Manager goes to the next meeting. Is like, did anyone get any crazy requests? He's gone. Yeah, this guy, he wanted chili, just so he could put it
Well,
on his
okay,
hamburger.
in my
Let's talk
defense-
about one person.
in my defense, the guy said, "You're not the first person to ask us this, and we have to tell them that it's
But
a
Don, you
corporate."
ask them that every time you go there, and they've just forgotten it's you.
No, I've only been to Five Guys twice in my life. I've only been to them twice.
If they had chili, you'd
Yeah,
do
the
more
whole
often.
time.
Exactly.
Okay, that's it.
It's just 3 or 4 guys, but
Yeah, it's just two guys. Actually, okay.
There's a department store up here. My dad used to work there.
Let's see here. I do want to mention one thing. So one thing I'm going to miss about BotCon, and this not a eulogy for BotCon, but I like traveling, but like I like hanging out with friends like obviously you guys and whatever, and like when I go on vacation or something, I try not to go and eat crap. But like at BotCon or whatever, typically I eat just like whatever crap I can find. One of my favorite experiences was at BotCon 2012, I guess, or maybe 2000. No, it's 2012.
In and out.
In and out.
In and
out.
Yes.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun.
As long
Yes.
as it's never, ever a White Castle ever again.
White Castle's good, Don.
And see, the in and out experience was good for me too, because I got to sit there and watch you like bully JD into getting the kind of phone you wanted him to get instead of the one he knew he wanted to upgrade.
But he
to.
ended up wanting that phone.
Yes, because you bullied him into it.
He was happy.
What part of this are you not understanding?
He was happy with his phone. He got the Galaxy S2. He was happy with it. Maybe it's S3.
You
I
gave
can't
him
remember.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, we all have Stockholm syndrome. That's why
Yeah.
we're here.
Well, I'm just going to mention one. It wasn't my favorites, but it's one that stands out. BotCon 2001 in Durham.
Oh God.
The only restaurant open was
Arby's.
that one. No, it was at McDonald's. It was
I
at
remember
McDonald's.
Darby's.
Yeah.
So,
And-
BotCon 2015, Portillo's every single day.
Was that the place we went for breakfast?
No, that was Mama's Pancake House.
Oh, that was
Which place
really
was? Well,
good.
Portillo's was at.
Hot dogs.
Chicago-style hot dogs.
Was that the place that was in front of our hotel?
No, that was a different place whose name
No.
escapes me. There's actually one or two of those in Nashville. I've come to find out. Culver's?
Culver's.
Yes, yes, it was Culver's.
I don't
No,
remember.
Portillo's was like a
It's
block.
the Italian place, wasn't it?
Portillo's was like the next block up. It was right by where Target was, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, I really
But
like
it was the hot dogs and the cheese fries and the milkshakes.
Yeah, well, that's where you guys
Ribs.
took me for my birthday.
Yeah,
Which
we bought
again,
you that, we got you that nice rack of ribs.
which again, I appreciate, guys. That made a really good birthday. I appreciate that.
But
Go ahead, Don.
so, but one of my favorite memories also was God. We're talking about food and not wrapping up the show. Was BotCon 2016 the Brazilian steakhouse?
Oh
Yes.
God!
That was really good.
Oh
That
And
was
the
a great once in a lifetime thing.
The only person who didn't have a good time was Triplet.
Triplet.
It's like, man, this is expensive. Well, yeah.
It is
Well, it
expensive,
was
but that's kind of the
expensive.
point.
but you got
It
like,
was the single most expensive meal I bought in my life, but it was pretty well worth it.
and
Oh, it was way the hell worth it.
He had fun. No, don't get me wrong. He had fun at the convention, but my hair's popping up. This kind of looks. God, I'm bald. People on video can see it. You guys can't. But yeah, so no, he had a fun time. But
That was the first time I ever enjoyed eating lamb.
that was fun. We need to do that again. Let's do it next SpotCon.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so we'll catch you later. Have a good one.
everyone take care.
See you next week. Bye. Sorry, I just wanted to end it. See you at the BotCon thing. So
Well, I know where Matt wants to go back. Well, Matt and Diecast. They want to go back. They want to go back to that bar that we were waiting at for the concert with the mechanical bull.
Oh,
did you guys go
Yeah.
in there?
Yeah.
did.
John and I went and stood like right inside the door because it was freaking freezing outside and it was nice and warm in there.
Speaking of which, John's been wanting you to add him for like an hour.
I'm sorry.
I went in and I said I was like, oh, I had to go to the bathroom, and then I saw what the girls were wearing in there, and I came out and talked to the bartender that was being real nice to me, and I was telling her, I was like, you should see what they're wearing in there. She's like, I know, I work in there sometimes, and then she pulls up the photos on her phone of her in the outfit of the girls that were.
You know, I never even noticed.
I was there with my wife.
I was very
So
conflicted
you didn't
because
notice anything.
I was very conflicted because those girls were very attractive and wearing next to nothing, but they were playing country music. And,
And I mean, not even good country music like Alabama and Kenny Rogers. We're talking, well, that's neither here nor there.
The best memory of BotCon 2015 was the bowling alley. And Don's
Don.
like shining moment, yes.
Well, so Don got really upset, and
Yeah,
that was
I'm-
kind of scary.
Well, I'll admit I get a little angry with myself because I am not a physically active. I'm not a very good at I'm good at fishing, and that's about it.
Okay,
Me
so
and
next
Don
spot,
go
Tom,
fishing
go on a
in the
fishing
dark.
trip.
Yeah. So unfortunately, it's bowling, golf, putt per se. Anything sports related, I suck at. But
until Phil Collins comes on the radio.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. In the Air Tonight is one of my favorite. I remember watching. Well, mainly because I remember watching Miami Vice with my folks. That's a weird show to watch when you're that age. You're watching it with your folks, and I tried dressing as Don Johnson for school one day. It did not turn out well.
Did you have hair then?
A little more than I have now. Yeah.
That would have helped a little, I guess.
I
Hi,
think-
John.
Yo,
How are
Although
you?
I think unless you actually are Don Johnson, dressing as Don Johnson doesn't really work out for anybody.
XP, that sticker sheet in the Titans Return set isn't cut right. So I pulled the little Autobot symbol off, and it's still got paper on the back, and I can't get it off.
Hey,
Oh, I hate that.
people watching on Facebook, we're gonna have to drop off.
Bye, Facebook.
If you want to follow what we're doing, we're gonna just jump to our YouTube channel. I posted the link out there, so you should be able to see it.
We're doing more stuff?
Well, we always hang out a little bit.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, I like this brainstorm retool, and I could even deal with it being retooled one more time with a different front piece and make it be misfire.
Hey, that's an idea.
Yeah, you're not
Front
too
piece.
far off with it as it is. Maybe make the wings a little bit bigger too.
I still want Fastlane and Cloudraker. I feel like it's a missed opportunity if they don't do that.
It's money on the table.
Yeah.
Oh god, I love this meme. I'm gonna send it to you guys as long as it doesn't crash Skype. A friend
Well,
of mine-
so,
Well,
yeah,
you
so-
won't know until you've tried it, so...
well, nobody breathe while he's doing it. That may help.
a friend of mine just messaged me this on Facebook. It's awesome. You've probably seen it, but it's hilarious to me.
Well, has anyone seen any reported sightings of Walgreens Brainstorm yet? Because
No,
I'm
not
still
yet.
Narp.
I'm still not turning up anything locally.
You can probably, spare yourself some trouble for a little while, Don.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good shot that the amazing vanishing Walgreens rep was right, and it'll be November at this point.
That's entirely possible.
I don't want to wait that long.
Neither do I, but
Well,
But diecast you have.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you've already got the mold for the most part. You're just waiting for a different
Yeah.
color.
So do you. You have blur. That's the mold.
Well, I have blur.
But it
that is-
doesn't have the right parts.
I have.
Well,
blur that-
I don't have Blur either because I'm waiting on the Takara one.
Oh, I can't pull that up.
End of the month.
For some
Yeah, Ben,
per-
you should have a nice big box of crap, first week or so of September.
Yeah.
Give your stuff through Big Bad.
Not all of it because the Blur pre-order was already sold out, so that one's coming from TF Source.
Okay.
But yeah, Delta Magnus, Unite Warriors Computron,
Oh, I forgot about Delta Magnus.
Unite Warriors.
Of course, a lot of
Scourge,
people
or-
forgot about Delta Magnus, to be fair.
Yeah.
Not me.
I know.
I'm gonna wait for a sale on that, and if there is no sale on that, then I'll never get it.
that's fair.
I have Magnus. I'm fine. I mean, I can see why Brian Brian's a die club. He likes that version of Magnus, but I just
It just looks really great in those colors. That toy has
It does.
always looked great in those colors.
Yeah,
It
it
does,
looks good.
It does, but if I was going to go that route, what I would really want to do is get the Ultra Magnus reissue and Powered Convoy colors that they did like years and years ago. I'd want the actual toy if I was going to go there.
Yeah, and I understand that.
Well,
too.
I would love to have one of those too, but have you seen the prices on those lately?
No, it's
but
about
the
like getting
prices
a-
last time I looked.
It's about like getting a Fire Guts Jinrai.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, the prices when I looked 10 years ago were not so great, so I gave up on that.
There was a
It's-
time when Fire Guts Jinrai was fairly cheap, and I really should have got one then. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's so weird on how these exclusives. I mean, sometimes they'll wind up going cheap. Then sometimes they'll just go absolute. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason. There's no pattern. It's just, it's like we saw. It's like you and I talked about this before, Chris. Ricochet started selling out everywhere, and you and I scourged up the last couple at BotCon that year.
Right.
And we thought, I thought when Artfire come out, okay, if Ricochet was this hard to find, Artfire from a potentially better mold than the Jazz mold. That's what I thought at the time. Well, again, when you get the Hasbro version and there's no paint, it does kind of suck.
I mean, that Inferno mold is a good mold.
But then it started after I paid retail price at $139, I think.
Oh, I'm
And-
sorry.
And then they started dropping like crazy across the board a few months later. So, you just never know.
Well, I can kind of see why that would happen because, the Jazz mold is, for one thing, really great, and it's and Stepper is a much more drastic departure from its usual color scheme. To make an Artfire, you need a spare Inferno, a spare Universe Cyclonus, and a bottle of Whiteout.
That's true. That is very true. It's just at the time that Jazz mold was so underwhelming to me because the Reveal the Shield version was so blah and so meh. To me, it was a substandard mold because
See, I have always liked that mold.
Reveal the
Substandard
Shield version's
Deco.
great.
Well, see, I
Yeah, it
didn't
was
like.
a substandard deco.
Yeah, well, see,
Yeah.
I didn't really like that mold. I didn't really care for that mold until I got it as Ricochet, and then I got the BotCon exclusive. And when you have actual paint on that mold, how good it can look.
Even the Takara Jazz kind of proves out what the mold could be with the right deco, even being mostly white.
I was really happy with that G2 Jazz from the box set on that.
Yeah, that one's really nice
That
too.
was-
Oh, why didn't
Yeah.
I get that?
Well, speaking of Jazz, did y'all see the pictures of the J4ZZ? I know we talked about it a while back, but it looks like they actually went from that bluish gray that we did to an actual white color. Well, it's more like a pearlescent white. It looks a lot better than those early photos.
I wonder if that bluish gray was just like an effect of the lighting.
Well, I read that somewhere, but I don't know. I saw too many different pictures of that thing that had the same color, so I'm not sure if it was a lighting issue, if it was actually that was the colors it was in. But it just looks a lot better now. I mean, I'm kind of tempted, but because we talked about this, I don't know how if that Jazz mold is coming anytime soon or not. Because it seems like they would have already done it, as popular as the character is, if they had the license.
It's really hard to say. I mean, I don't think you can say just because it hasn't been done already that it won't be sometime soon.
Well, I don't know. It seems like Jazz would be one of the ones they would want to really get out there for popularity versus like a third repaint of tracks.
Yeah, but
I mean,
Like-
I know the Porsche license hard to get, but I mean, so was Volkswagen. Eventually, they got it.
Yeah, but we got the wrong Volkswagen, but it still worked.
Eventually, I got
And
married.
the thing is,
so.
the thing is too, like they have to make stuff that they can recolor and retool and get a bunch of uses out of to support stuff like a wheeljack or a Jazz that only has a couple of possibilities to it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
they have
because I
to-
mean, even Jazz's Diaclone colors was just Jazz.
Yeah.
right. Basically, you
You-
have Jazz and you have Ricochet.
Yeah, and that's it.
And Wheelie. I mean, wouldn't you buy a Masterpiece Jazz mold if they recolored as Wheelie?
I would, but most people wouldn't.
Okay, I give you Brian Storm.
I want that.
Like I said, Braun Kilby.
Your focus just really went to
There
crap,
it is.
Diecast. There we go.
There it is. That's about right. And
Yeah,
then
his webcam does not have a great like autofocus
Here's-
mechanism.
Night Beat with the Titan Master head, and then I'll pop the head off just so you can see the adapter in there.
Okay.
And that figure is really easy to take apart and switch out too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 screws.
Oh,
Hey.
and what's weird is I've seen 2 of those show up lately at 2 different Rosses.
yeah, and
So-
only Nightbeat.
Yeah, that's all it's been. Is just
You can get that for like $6 at Big Bad Toy Store.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's not really the point. It's just weird that like Ross is getting Nightbeat specifically, and
Yeah.
not any other deluxes.
And right when the Nightbeat head is coming out, it's just one of them. I can understand. Like, it's like my local Marshalls has an end cap of all their Pokemon stuff because of heck, my local Walmart has a table set up for Pokemon Go hunters with that they can buy candy bars, energy drinks, and stuff like that. So I can understand.
Yeah,
Walmart-
though, like Marshalls and them having all that Pokemon stuff predates Go. It's just
Yeah.
a matter of Pokemon stuff doesn't sell all that well.
right? Because they've got like 20 of those Pikachus that shoot the foam things off his tail or something. It's weird though. I saw at the local Marshalls those Comic Hero 2 packs that I have not seen anywhere else, like the 2 Spider-Man, the 2 Captain Marvels.
Yeah.
These weren't in the regular assortments in stores.
Yeah, they've been getting some weird stuff lately.
I saw a Hero Masters 5-pack, and it was a new 5-pack that had Ant-Man, Falcon, War Machine, Captain America, and somebody else that I hadn't seen before in new decos in the Hero Masters set. Looked pretty good.
Do I have this right? Is that the transformation on this guy?
Yeah.
If the
Very much.
That is his train mode. Yeah.
yeah, that's your Space Express train mode.
I think the official. I think the instructions actually tell you to transform both the feet, but I prefer only transforming the leading foot because it doesn't make too much sense to have both.
Yeah. Let me
What is
try.
that noise?
That is a flash flood warning coming over my ancient phone.
Oh,
Are you okay?
Until 1 a.m. Wonderful. Well, it's not 1 a.m. yet, so it's, we should be okay, but, if I drop out, that probably means we lost power.
hmm.
Okay.
Hopefully we will not.
I had a pretty wicked storm last night. Woke me up.
I have a dog. My dog Max is not. He's intact. He's not fixed. Like, I don't mind fixing a cat, but there's something about fixing a dog. It feels like I'm, doing something. I feel bad, like, emotionally as a dude. So he needs to be fixed though, because apparently a neighbor's dog is in heat, and he is just barking night and day, and he is just trying when he goes out for his walk, he is just trying to get over to their house. So I'm gonna give him a little bit of Benadryl before I go to bed, just so that he sleeps through the night. And
Can you do that, Brian?
Oh
Safely?
yeah, that's safe.
yeah. I mean, you just have to. I forgot what the dosage is. I have to check, but yeah, that's safe to do. So
Benadryl is pretty benign as far as like the human stuff you can give a dog.
yeah, I read on the internet it's a safe thing to do, and we've done it with the other dogs before, the bigger dogs. Normally,
We've done it with like a dog as small as a dachshund when it had an allergic reaction to one of its shots.
I mean, he's a Yorkie poo, so he's a little smaller than a Dachshund, but I think Dachshund. Yeah, I think he's half. It'd be about half a dose that we would give, a quarter of a dose that we would give one of the other dogs.
Recap the show for me. What'd you guys talk about?
We still don't like Combiner Wars.
We talked
Oh,
about
I
how
was about to say the toy line. I was like, what a flip flop.
we started off the show talking about how cool and successful you are compared to the rest of us.
Yeah. In about 30 years, John, you're going to be the new most interesting, the new Dos Equi guy.
Dos Equis guy.
Yeah.
I want to be the first Dos Equi guy.
We spent like 45 minutes talking about the stuff we got this week.
There was a lot of it.
Ah, terrific. Congratulations to everyone.
And then we were talking about how underwhelming Bumblebee's movie design is just in general because it's never different.
Well, I mean,
And
Brandy.
the weird third-party Springer that nobody's really sure about.
yeah. I feel
He
like
has-
that's a piece
he
of art
has- He has
beyond
never
my
missed a
understanding.
leg day.
No, I think it's. I don't know. Like I said, I think it may be on a level beyond my understanding.
Yeah.
And then we
I don't-
talked
I don't
about
like
eating
it.
at BotCon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Always a
We
sport.
talked about In and Out, how fun that was.
And then we were making a lot of fun of Don for wanting chili on his Five Guys.
Yeah, he complained to Five Guys that they should start serving chili.
Okay, John, you've lived in the South most of your life, right? You've heard
Yeah,
of people
chili
putting...
burger is a thing. Yes, I know.
Thank you.
It is. I'm not saying it should be on a 5. I mean, that would probably kill
Yeah.
3 out of 10 patrons.
They should just
but-
they should just take a can of Hormel chili and dump it into the bag of fries. That's a heart
God,
heart
no,
attack
not-
waiting to happen.
Not canned chili, please. No, that needs to be real made chili, not no canned chili.
Don, you're being way too picky.
even deadlier. Terrific. Have you guys had Shake Shack?
No.
I haven't
I
had
don't
that
think
either.
they have that around here.
Yeah, that hasn't that hasn't trickled over from the West Coast yet. I think it's gotten about as far as Las Vegas. I think there's one or two maybe in Dallas that are coming, but it's the next trendy burger place.
I need
apparently.
to make a trip to Cookout before the end of August because in July and August they have watermelon shakes, and I've only had one this summer, so
Yeah.
How's that?
oh, it's good.
Is it?
Hmm.
I feel like watermelon is such a delicate flavor. It holds up within the context of a milkshake.
I mean,
Or
it's,
a Jolly Rancher.
you know, it's vanilla ice cream, chunks of watermelon, and milk.
Oh.
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 See, now, like, I could get behind a watermelon milkshake if it was, the artificial watermelon flavor they put in candy.
I had a really awesome watermelon frozen yogurt once that was that kind of watermelon. But I really like the watermelon.
That'd be great if it wasn't frozen yogurt.
Yeah.
Hey Matt,
Chunks
what?
of watermelon.
Hey Matt, what's it like having a cat that doesn't attack you at random? Is
It's
it
pretty
nice?
great. It's pretty great.
I was going to say that. What is that in your shot, Matt? It looks like a cat, but it's not trying to kill you.
That's yeah, that's Mooch.
See, that kitty cat loves his owner and doesn't try to bite him.
He sat here on my lap for like 15 minutes while we were doing the after show, just
Well,
chilling.
yesterday morning, I will admit, if Massey hadn't got up on the bed and bit me on the leg for his food, I would have been late for work because I didn't hear my alarm go off. So my backup
See,
alarm.
he's helping.
Hey, Don,
He said, but
I've got 3 cats. You know how often they bite me? They never
Never.
bite me.
yeah, he'll just randomly just pounce on my ankles as I walk by and just bite me for random things. No. Bad boy.
Like that.
Bad boy, what are you going to do?
Doodle on the wall.
Don't look at me like that.
Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that.
So yeah, I haven't caught up on the last Combiner Wars short vignette, whatever.
Watch it.
It's not. We're not
Hi.
headed in the right direction.
High praise from everyone here. You should totally go watch it.
Uh-huh.
I haven't seen it yet. I don't know.
It
I
has
haven't seen the
totally
first
redeemed-
2 either. So yeah.
Oh, you haven't?
No,
You need to invest the 8 minutes or whatever it takes to catch up.
not from what I've heard.
I think at this point it'd be about 17 minutes.
It's not like Game of Thrones where you have to invest 7 months to catch up. This is
Still,
You
from
could
what
do- you
I've
could
heard,
do this at
it
lunch.
seems. Yeah, still from what I've heard, it seems like I could do better things with my lunch break.
Well, you could probably just listen to it and just get the gist of it while you're rearranging stuff.
I
Better as a radio show.
I was going to argue without the visuals are not spectacular, but I can't imagine listening to that as a radio play, given the quality of the voice work so far.
Listening to what? Oh, Titans. Yeah. Combiner Wars.
Combiner Wars.
Yeah. Yeah. We should go and we should redub it. I just want Don to
I
be
was
everybody.
thinking about that.
I just want Don to be like everybody.
What we need to
Just as his regular voice.
Yes, absolutely.
either that or we need to produce a Star TV dub for Combiner Wars when it's over.
Oh,
As an April Fool's joke a few years ago, it may have been when Prime was on or something. No, it was animated. I wanted to do an animated Star TV dub or Omni Productions dub.
Yeah. We just never got around to it because work.
Yeah, that would be a lot of work.
Yeah, it's kind of effort to redub something. And even at the time, only a few of us had really the technical capabilities to pull that off.
You mean to get the audio that didn't sound like crap?
Well, that and actually putting the whole thing together.
Yeah, put the whole thing together. As long as we had one person that can do it. It would have been a lot of work.
Sorry, I didn't mean to hit your head. I'm sorry.
Oh, did you guys see the DC animated movie that's going to feature Adam West and Burt Ward? And Julie Newmar?
No.
I thought that was a joke.
Nope. I think it's real.
Sure.
So an animated 66 movie?
Yes.
Mhm.
And part of it's going to take place in
Huh.
space.
I may have to watch that.
I will watch it.
Bat Labels is going to have a field day if they do it right.
Michelangelo 354 asked if we have any predictions on the status of Computron down the road in a couple of months. I mean, as soon as it's out, it'll be available for a long, long time.
Presumably.
Yeah.
I mean,
Some places have been getting it, but Entertainment Earth had it, but I believe they've sold out.
They sold down to 1 unit within the first 5 minutes they had it up.
that's
I don't
be-
think they got very many.
that's because it hasn't hit the primary release yet.
Yeah.
But
Well, no, I mean the actual release day was the 15th of this month.
I thought it's September.
That makes
Well, I
me
did
worry
too,
about.
but it's apparently been changed.
Oh,
That makes me worry about Leo Kaiser's
Oh
availability.
God, yeah.
Well,
And
hey-
I've checked with them twice through both calling the 800 number and using the chat, and the 2 people I've talked to have no idea what I'm talking about.
Amazon may have made a mistake trying to do G2 Bruticus as a Prime Day exclusive. I mean, they
And
finally,
not being able to deliver it?
yeah. But they just finally shipped mine, so.
What are
Well,
you doing, Cat?
Hmm?
I think Big Bad still has it, right? In stock?
But yeah, but
What,
it was like
Bruticus?
30% off through Prime Day.
Who? What? Which one?
Bruticus.
Bruticus.
Oh, yeah.
Big Bad
I'm talking about
Bruticus.
Computron.
Because I mean, I want to get Computron and add them to my pile of loot right now, but it's like I really want to save the $30 too, or whatever it drops down to eventually, just because I don't want to overpay when I can get it cheaper. But like Chris said, there may not be as many of these going around, so I don't know.
Because like Dorkside Toys, where I got Rob's from, I know for a fact they got like only a small portion of the order they placed, which in isolation is not evidence. But with Entertainment Earth selling through their entire quantity in the first night it was up, that's starting to point to me like there's maybe not as many of them out there.
Maybe Hasbro realizes that they probably
Nobody's buying these.
Well, that nobody's buying these. Plus, they're going to see stiff competition from Takara's version.
Yeah, nobody's buying them until they put out the one that everybody actually wants.
Right.
Because we already had Bruticus, and we already had Menasor, and we already had Superion. And yeah, the diehards like us wanted G2 versions, but
I mean, it's not like they're selling these toys to like everybody on the street. I mean, I really
they're
think
not
it's
in
supposed to be
Walmart.
Yeah, I think these are diehards that are buying them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's the point.
Yeah, it's just, but not doing G2 versions would seem like such a waste of.
It's
I
leaving
agree.
money
I
on
have
the table.
I have all the G2 versions. I love them. I'm just saying, maybe they would have sold a little bit better if they would have given us some varied characters.
So I'm not complaining.
First.
I'm not complaining about Victorion as a concept, but the
Oh no,
execution.
Victorion's fine.
But
Other than the 2 goddamn helicopters.
yeah, and
Matt, let it go, Matt. Let it go.
Never.
Third rage.
Never.
but maybe Victorion might have been released. I don't know. Last.
Or first.
Yeah.
Or been marketed.
Yeah.
Like actually made, hey, an all-girl Transformers team. Attempt to make that a big deal to casual
They
audiences.
kind of did. They had like a USA Today piece on that, but that was at SDCC last year, 10 months before the toy came out.
Yes.
Yeah.
People forgot.
But I don't want to say they didn't try to do something like that. They just did it badly.
Okay. Fine.
I mean, fair is fair.
I suppose.
mean, it's
I
just-
suppose. Slow clap for trying.
Okay, that's backwards.
Let's see here. Anybody got anything specific they want to talk about or anything? I'm getting kind of tired. I need
Nothing comes to mind.
Let's,
Take us out.
Yeah, people watching live, I'm going to drop off. We'll see you next week. Thanks for hanging out, and leave us a review on iTunes and all that stuff. Thank you. We'll see you later.
Bye, stream.